Hello. And thank you for joining us for session number
15.
15, I knew that, of Outrunners, a Starscape actual play here on the Happy Jacks RPG Network. You can find all the sessions of this game at happyjacks.org/Starscape, or you can find all the games we've ever played at Happy Jacks by going to happyjacks.org. My name is Kimi, she, her, and I am the GM and the designer of the system. And yeah, we are down one player tonight, but we kind of plan for it, so it'll be good. Let's go ahead and start on this side since you never get to start.
You spoiled my joke. I was going to say, hi, I'm Samantha.
Oh, okay.
And everyone would have been tricked.
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
I'm Jason. My pronouns are he, him. I'm playing Alistair Ward, also he, him. I'm using the Warrior Playbook. And it's his look and demeanor is listed as a dashing explorer. And I think that's pretty much everything you need to know. Think of like...
Why walk or saunter when you can dash?
Yes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, everything's going fine and great and nothing weird is happening. So,
Ever.
yeah.
Fine.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kai. I use he, they, and she pronouns, and I'm back playing Rode Theolis, who is the civilian playbook and the formally courted love interest of Alistair Ward.
True. It is true. It's been publicly announced.
Yes.
So it's official.
It's real now.
Yeah.
For real.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jay, and I play Lieutenant Jonas P. Hurley, the Hotshot playbook. We both use he, him pronouns, and I'm very excited. Jonas is pretty excited, rather, to be getting off the ship for a little bit, or the chance to get off the ship for a little bit.
Yeah, that's true. We've been on here a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Our whole transition.
It'll be so scenic and beautiful
Right. Yeah.
in this mining district.
Bunch
Space
of
can be
rocks.
gorgeous.
True.
Hi, everybody. I'm CADave. I'm playing Lawrence Benson. We're both he, him. And Lawrence is excited about being in a murder competition. And very focused on not letting our new guest get in his brain. That's not a good time. So we'll see.
Very good. Yes. And so recap. Sorry, I'm finding a little bit of information that one of the players requested. Last time on Starscape, we finally ended up at the very end of the session jumping into our destination of this new system. It's like an industrial system where there's a very suspicious lack of at least reported Virginian activity. And it is a Pyronin sector. So it's a little bit odd that suddenly, this one area isn't there. I just texted you I just found it.
Oh, thank you.
So it's thinking. Yeah, and so we did have a lot of fun romance and things like that last time. We also dealt a lot with the not intruder. They were on the ship before you were, but the person who had kind of been a convicted criminal, but at this point it's a little unclear whether they're actually bad or what's up with them. There seems to be a little bit of a species rift or conflict between them, just like via nature. They were predator-prey species that then eventually evolved past that, so there's still animosity between the two species, and they were on the ship. And all we know is Nolvath really, really doesn't like them. And everyone else is a little bit like, we don't really like them either, but we don't have a good reason not to. But we're sus about them, so. And yes, there was a official declaration of love,
yes.
which was formally made and beautifully done also. It was like, there's some like artistic / bureaucratic art aspects to it.
Formal language, yeah. And the other parts where I'm working on a titanium leaf statement is a more complicated document, but that's to be revealed.
Cool. All right. think that's it. A few of us had advancements last time. Did you?
Well, if that can count as my advancement.
Yeah, that
then-
can
okay.
count.
Should I let everyone
Just
know?
double check what that's the one you wanted.
Yeah. I think that's
Okay.
great.
Perfect.
So I'm taking the creature. What Evodi, right? Evodi contacted us all individually, psychically. Oh, not all of us, but contacted me at
Lawrence,
least.
they failed to reach out to Lawrence, whether they weren't able to or whether they were just scared shitless because Lawrence had eaten part of them.
Sure.
We're not sure yet.
I mean, it was just a little bite. I mean, jeez. Not even 5% of their body.
That's not how I
I'm
measure.
not sure that that's like.
As a human, I don't like mosquitoes. They don't get anywhere near the 5% line either.
That's true. That's true.
That's true.
But anyway, Alistair was contacted psychically, and it turns out that has activated Alistair's latent ability to use telepathy. And I have taken the brain talk move. That will definitely be good and fine. And I have a +0 to use it, so
Is it like just communication?
yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and just read it?
Yeah. When you communicate with a willing, non-gifted person through mental communication, roll +heart. On a 10+, they can understand you and reply. Otherwise, I could send them pictures or ideas. And if it's a 6-, I push too hard and some other stuff happens. It's not important.
Okay.
Some other stuff happens to your target or yourself?
What?
Oh no.
That's
good.
fine.
Good.
I wrote it. How bad could it be?
Oh
Yeah.
no.
I'm sure we won't have any chances to find out.
No.
Oh, Lord, no.
Kimmy didn't put a bunch of mechanics in the system that make delicious drama. What could possibly happen with this?
Yeah, it's fine. Everything's... I wouldn't worry about it if I were you.
Ah!
Cool.
Cool.
This makes this hilariously my personal objective was written
Oh,
before you even mentioned this, by the way. So, yeah.
okay. I just remembered... I couldn't remember if I had made my personal objective, and I did.
Oh.
So...
Fabulous.
Very nice. Yeah. Make sure we have our personal directives. Cool. All right. I think that's all. So we had just come through the jump gate into this system, and yeah, it's very. I mean, not disappointing because you didn't have any expectations of it being nice anyway, but it is very industrial. It is a workhorse of a system that produces minerals that are needed for a bunch of small things. This is not like gems or like expense or like gold or anything of like worth or riches that way. It's like steel or whatever,
Cobalt and
futurist,
all
yeah,
that.
whatever it is in the future. These minerals that are made for like the parts that you need to make things, and they just like mine huge quantities of it. A lot of it's automated. The Pyronian technology is nice enough and high quality enough that a lot of the mining has kind of moved beyond like what we think of it, in our
It's not a bunch of guys in space. Just
yeah,
with a laser
no.
pick.
Oh, yeah.
They
Are these asteroid mines or planetary mines?
A little bit of both.
Oh, okay.
So this whole system is just really rich in it. With the way things crash into things, there's asteroids, there's also planets, things like that. So there's not really any like colonies of like people living here other than the people who are here to work. So and none of them live here like permanently by choice. It's like people who live on an oil rig
Yeah.
and they're there for that period of time and they come back to their home. So that's kind of what it is. Now some of them live here year round, but they still don't really think of it as like their home.
They're on contract.
Yeah, it's like this is where I am living right now because of this. And it is a very like if you picture just kind of like dusty, it's like a dusty system. Not necessarily in the actual space, but just like I don't know, that gives the vibe of it.
Debris.
Yeah.
Yeah, debris and like just a little dirt and things like that.
Kind of place where you show up with cowboy boots and spurs.
Yeah, or at least coveralls. Like,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's essentially what you're
Prospector beard Pam.
Sure.
Yeah,
sure,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah,
that sort
yeah,
of
yeah.
thing. There is one very upscale, lovely space station, kind of in the near the middle of the system. It's not very big, and it's kind of the residential place for the Pyronan owners / overseers. It's sort of it's not exactly a hotel, but it's like where a company owns like a building, and they own a bunch of condos in it, and people who are there for work can stay in the building. It's similar to that. So Pyronans who are part of the operation or own parts of it or running parts of it stay in this really nice space station. The rest of them there's some other space stations around that are kind of where people tend to live. Very few. There's a few small, like, kind of town-ish things on some of the planets, just because it's a little bit more convenient than flying out to the space station every night. But for the most part, when people are really like taking their R&R, their downtime, they're not really doing it planet side or asteroid side. They're doing it on these space stations.
How nice is it? Like Vegas level, like kind of space? Like people go to the space station as a destination?
Oh, no. No one's allowed on except you're like,
Oh, okay.
it is like,
It's a work platform.
yeah,
The
Got it.
admin building.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there much of
With
a
attached
military
barracks.
presence here?
a little bit. It's for the space station. Think of it as like those fancy, like kind of corporate owned condos
Yeah.
where there's like, some security in the building, and you walk by, you're like, wow, that place looks nice, but you can never get in.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's that sort of thing. So they have some private security there. It doesn't seem, flying around this system, you're not seeing like obvious military presence.
Okay. So like it's not like I would have been stationed here at some point or
Doubt.
bounced through or like received orders or like I'm not gonna run into somebody I know probably.
I mean, you've known a lot of people because of being a ranger. You meet people in a lot of different roles.
I have known a lot of people.
Yeah, so you would be a special case. Like, just most regular military people probably wouldn't know people here.
Yeah. Okay.
But because you've had a lot of interactions with a lot of different people in different levels of Pyronan society, you might run into people you know here.
Okay.
Whether they know you as you or someone else, I don't know. How often with Pyronans do you use like other aliases?
Well, I never would have needed an alias
Okay.
before.
Okay.
So they would know me as Alistair Ward.
Okay.
And if I'm concerned, like I would come up with a nom de plume, but I am not sure that's necessary.
Okay.
So
Excellent. So yeah, that's kind of the system in a nutshell, as it were. Fancy condos, work areas, yeah. And again, like you don't know whether there really are not any Phagenians here, or whether it's just, maybe there's so many options. And just to kind of recap for people who might just be tuning in, for the Phagenians, there has been the suggestion that they're working with the Pyronans, or maybe the Pyronans are hunting them down, or are in some sort of like quiet conflict with them that the rest of the species in the quadrant don't know about. Because all you really saw on the message boards were like the maps for both societies lined up, like where there were clusters of troops and things like that, or military movement, kind of ended up aligning on the maps. It's not always like exactly synced time wise, but there's definitely some. It just happens too often to be just a random coincidence, especially when you're talking on like galaxy scale movement. And that's all you know right now.
Forgive me, I forget where exactly on the ship we were when we emerged from the gate.
Road was ready to be like on the bridge to do business things as not Road.
Right. I also want to head there or be there, if that's okay. Because I'd like to ask for somebody's help to use the ship to scan for something.
Sure.
Yeah, I think it makes sense for all of us to
Have
be on
gone
the
up
bridge
there,
and
yeah.
like
Yeah.
hearing
Sure,
the
yeah.
system.
Or at least heading to the bridge.
Yeah.
Like,
Sure.
there wasn't anything happening that was, I don't think, that was so pivotal. It's like it made where exactly you were standing
Right,
might
right.
change.
Yeah,
the-
well, I didn't think but I just forgot if we were all engaged in something else.
I don't.
Yeah.
You guys
Yeah, I
had gone
think
off
we
to
had
go prepare
finished
for your
Yeah.
your
Yes, we
ranger
had
games or whatever you're
we had
doing.
gotten our paintball war preparations
Yeah.
underway, but knowing that we're emerging into the system, I would want to go to the bridge and see. Maybe Jonas can help me.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that like I as soon as we got in system, I went ahead just got everything ready in the bridge to, figure out where we want to go. I'm gonna say Nolvath gave me a list of the stuff that they need to reverse engineer that ship.
Well, we've been looking at that list as well
Yeah,
and trying
yeah.
to kind of make a plan.
Yeah, and so just I'll say in the bridge, I'll check systems, and that's probably where I would get that information about like what's here, right? Those star bases, and
Yeah.
all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Well, and Road used the scanner when we were going to our first planet drop to also detect for like minerals
Sure.
and things like that, so we can kind of all help.
Great. So I want to try and scan for all of the frequencies used by Fagenian intelligence, sort of thing. Like if there's any traffic on those, because they don't advertise like tune to channel 6 for Fagenian. It's not on the
Just get
usual
on the
Phoebe.
breaker.
Yeah.
Right. But I just want to see if there's anything out there.
Okay.
Like listen to those specific channels.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So access knowledge.
Yes.
And I'll stand by to help out.
So are you're running the system yourself?
I figure. Well, I mean, if somebody's better at it than I am with the ship systems, that's the only thing I was thinking.
I've mastered the weapon systems. That's not a joke. I sound sarcastic, and I'm not.
I can conduct them. It's
Yeah.
not masterful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can operate the weapon systems, but I don't actually understand the rest of the computer system.
Yeah, communications aren't exactly my forte.
Road
But, yeah.
thinks that he is quite capable and he's okay at that kind of stuff. So I would say if there was an ask, he would have said like, well, I know how to use the scanners for things.
I think that you're better qualified at it than I am.
Now, if you want, this is a great opportunity for you to use the assist move, not the got your back, but the regular assist move, which is basically you use technobabble and give the dice to the person you're helping.
Oh,
A +1 bonus.
oh, just +1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I will absolutely do. I was fishing in character for the out of character. Like, is anybody better at that? Than I am?
Yeah.
That's what I was looking at.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
But yes, I absolutely. I will present a list of if you check, 489.634 or 636.143, those two should give us an idea if there's any subtle Fagenian communication happening here.
We can scan at a pretty wide band, so
They're not used for any of the normal.
yeah, I've never seen
Traffic.
anyone use these.
So, please, if you want to try those, that might get us
Of course.
some information.
I would like to use commerce from my skills, from my background.
Okay.
Because this is, it's a mining area. It's using literally like channels that people would use to communicate for business reasons, and being on a small planet, this was kind of something that he was very used to doing.
If anything challenges you, let me talk.
Oh, yes.
I want to have a quick moment of like, okay, you're like sitting down to operate the sensors, but Road is gesticular.
Yes.
And I just want to, like, your hand is approaching the weapon airspace. I'm like, just take your waist and like, boop, boop, there. You're just going to scoot 1 foot that way. And now you're out of the weapon control airspace here.
Fine.
I was vamping the technobabble about specific frequencies.
I know. That's
But
fine.
if you'd like me to use the actual
You don't actually have to use a table, but you do have to say something that sounds technobabble-ish. You kind of were like, I'm gonna say some things. I don't know. You have to sound. Make it nerdy. Make it nerdy.
Yeah.
I know. Sorry.
All right,
Automatically.
Dave's too much of a jock.
Mm-hmm.
that's me.
No nerds here.
If you tune the reception crystal just 3 coins off of the mark, you'll get better access to those sub channels. When you get to that third decimal place, it gets weird using the standard communication tech that I'm aware of.
I've only ever used it the standard way, so I will take it under advisement.
Coin wasn't the word I was looking for, but it's
It
what came out.
I mean, I don't know how Virginian technology works, so
Could be measured in coin.
yeah.
Yep. Could be abbreviating in like coincidental something, and
No,
whatever.
my brain was fishing for the piano tuning.
Oh, frequency?
No, like
No.
when you're
Chords?
no, but like they had the like
Wait.
piano tuners have a specific like if you turn it just this much.
Oh, yeah,
there's
yeah,
a term
yeah.
for it, and I
Oh,
Yeah.
for that amount of tightening.
I definitely know that word.
Like halfway through this episode, we're gonna be like, this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
I
that.
will not.
So this is from my brains, from my skill, and from that assist
And
with a
+3.
+3.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, dang. Okay. That is gonna be an 11.
Wow. Okay. So for access knowledge on 11, 10 plus, you do it perfectly. The next person to act on what you did gets a +1 to their roll. So whoever acts on this information about the Phagenians next will get the thing. Probably you.
Yeah.
So while you're going through, you're thinking, no, there's nothing there, and then just at like the one point that that Lawrence was describing, you go through and you don't get like a full reading, but there's just like a little like blip, like right at that one moment, and it kind of blips away, but it's just like, and then when you go back again, it just happens right there again.
I
So-
picture Road like perfectly still, and then the moment that the ping happens the first time, he almost teleports into the weapons area
No.
again.
No, that's
And then calms down, and then it happens again, and then kind of lists the other direction just in excitement.
Yeah, so you're not able to completely pick up what they're saying, but it seems to be confirmation that there's at least someone, whether it's Phagenians or who knows, is using the same like frequencies and the same kind of communication.
There it is again. Lawrence,
Hmm.
what's that?
I would think that it's evidence that whoever from your government is operating here is in the knowledge that the Phagenians are working with you in some way.
Oof.
Because we'd only have a transmission like that if we expected to communicate with someone here.
Makes my feathers curl. Oof.
yeah. The like micro disgust expression next to you
Yeah,
is
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, okay.
But
That's
it makes sense that we haven't attacked a lightly defended system full of resources like this.
That just makes me nervous.
A couple of private security guards around the upper scale space station would not really.
We could have very substantial private security. They do recruit straight out of the
I'm
military.
not seeing enough. here.
right. No, there should be at least a destroyer in the system, and there's nothing.
Sometimes we get a little bit arrogant.
But this is this is trillions of credits. Like
Well, let's find out who's talking to them and why.
Have any of you ever seen one of our harvesting ships?
is that like a landing ship?
No.
Oh,
That's the war part.
no, I've only seen that. Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
think
I think
anyone
so,
has
yeah.
lived to see that.
Okay. That's good.
Oh,
And that's where the conversation ends. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. It shouldn't end there. Keep going. I'm just kidding.
No, we tend to move in quickly, overwhelm what's in a system, and then take what we need. We don't have ships designed for long-term occupation and mining. So
oof.
if one of our harvesters arrived here with even a token fleet, we could defeat the couple of system patrol boats. And we wouldn't even have to worry about engaging the space stations because we could just take all the resources we want. and be gone before any major counterattack could happen.
No, you're absolutely right.
So I
This
can only imagine that the lack of defense is because they're not concerned about being attacked.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost conspicuous. They could have at least left a gunship or something to have an illusion of caring. And this complete lack is egregious to anyone who knows what they're looking at.
So I guess the question is this something we gotta worry about wherever we go here?
I think we played the Pyronin game and ask very nice questions.
All right, I suppose I should leave the talking to you then.
Yes.
I noticed that there are a number of stations here that are under Pyronin control. I take it you're going to want to avoid those. Or do we want to go ahead and dive right in?
I mean, I have a perfectly good identity that says my name is Felix Ty.
All right.
And no one's likely to recognize me from anyone, so.
Yeah, I don't think anybody is going to be recognizing any of us, hopefully, out here.
And trust me when I say my family looks so different from each other, no one's ever going to know.
Sounds like you've got someplace you want to go to then.
I just want to ask questions.
All right. Do you think we'll be able to find some of these supplies in one of the stations?
We can always try and cut a deal.
All right. I suppose that's
And the people worth cutting a deal with will be on that station. They won't be out on these rocks. So.
And I think it's safe to assume everyone but the C-suite will be unaware of the arrangement. And probably not even everyone in the suite.
Most likely. A little subterfuge.
At that point, there's like the little like indicator light and like the little beep, beep, like that someone's trying to like hail you.
I will flick it on and I'll say, oh boy, what identity did I get? Gotta think about that.
I didn't give names on purpose. So
Yeah.
you all
Okay,
make
all
your
right,
own
all right.
names.
Let's see.
Here, I'll let them start.
I'll go with some. Okay, all right, go for it. Yeah.
Unidentified vessel, you have entered Pyronin space. Please name your reason for arriving in this sector and who you have aboard. The make of your ship is unfamiliar to us. What is your purpose here?
I'll flick the channel and I'll say, good day. This is First Mate Jon Enge. And we are here to collect parts for repairs to our ship. This is actually a salvage that we found, but we are in need of some supplies. And this was the nearest system.
Well, I am afraid that you are in the worst of luck in that sense. We do not have an excess of materials to provide you with pieces for your ship. Looking at the make and model of your ship, I'm not even sure we have any parts that would be like appropriate for such a vessel. We have raw materials in excess if you're able to forge your own pieces, but we have nothing ready-made to give you.
Oh, no. It's this ship is actually doing quite fine. We have some other repairs that we need to do on some landing vessels. And raw materials are completely acceptable. We do need some of those as well. We are trying to figure out where we might, what the best place where the best place to go for just finding things are. You may not necessarily have an excess of supplies, but last you'll look, Road. But we do have some credits to our name that we can gladly spend.
Road comes the closest to flushing you've ever seen because we don't.
We don't.
Yep. Just a moment, please. And they like put you on hold.
I'll mute ours too.
Oh yeah, this is probably good. I would have assumed.
Yeah. And I'll turn to you, Rowan, and I'll say, I know you're You are excellent at making deals, but I don't know how much we have to work with.
They will toy with us. I think that we can find a way into something useful and get what we need out of this place and leave.
Think we're gonna need to grease their palm, and I point at the communicator.
Oh. With a ship this size, I think it's reasonable to assume they won't require the standard credit check before entering into a deal.
And we can tell them that we aren't officially a part of the Pyronan financial system because I'm a freelance prospector and not of name or title.
All right. Okay. I'll keep that in mind, certainly, when they're ready to turn channels back on.
Yeah. The little indicator on the thing indicates that they're also scanning you.
Sure.
So, unsurprising to be expected. And then they come back on. Unknown vessel, what is the origin of your ship? It is unknown to our scans.
To be completely honest, we don't know. We are the Amber Star, by the way. Once again, we found this floating in space derelict. We claimed it as legitimate salvage. We have been on this ship long enough to claim it as legitimate salvage. But beyond that, we are still learning its systems.
Interesting. We see there are many life forms aboard. You have a sizable crew. Are you looking to lodge somewhere? I don't think we have lodging for such a thing. But you are able to stay aboard your vessel.
We are, if necessary. Just to let you know, this is a generation ship of some sort. There are biomes, and those readings, those life forms that you are reading, they are likely not the majority of the crew.
See, how many actual crew members do you have?
We are currently at 6 crew members.
There's like a little bit of a pause. 6 crew members for that entire ship?
The ship seems to be sustaining itself, really. It just needs somebody to tell it where to go. That's where I come in.
Interesting. Hold, please.
Should we pitch that we're here to purchase raw materials?
Yeah, we can certainly do that.
Yes.
I'll.
And you can tell them that you have a proper negotiator.
All right. Okay. I'll kick up the urgency a little bit
Yes.
in that case.
Make them sweat for it.
There is you can see on the readout, Jonas, that a couple small ships have launched and are heading your direction.
Okay.
I'm not gonna actually lock on, but I'm going to just track them
Okay.
on my weapons
Your
console.
weapons kit- Okay.
Noted.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll make note. Hey, Ranger, you do notice those 2 ships. I believe they are coming for an inspection. Is there anything we need to tuck away?
You notice they are not inspection ships.
Oh,
Oh.
what kind of ships are they?
They are ships that have a little bit of firepower.
Combat.
Are they
Private
on
security.
like an attack vector? Like,
You would look at them and be like, wow, they're trying really hard not to look like they're on an attack vector.
okay,
They're trying really hard to fly casual.
okay.
Yikes.
It seems like it might be they like your legitimate salvage.
Jonas, it looks like they would like to push their options. If it's all right, I'd like to go ahead and lock on to these 2.
Hold on.
All right.
Hold on.
All
Let's
right.
not aggress them yet. Why don't you just tell them that we have some tricks up our sleeve and we would appreciate some room?
Now, I do want to point out, you have not mentioned that you have Pyronans aboard at all.
Mm-hmm.
You should definitely tell them that.
Okay. All right. Sure.
They might feel differently about stealing from...
Yeah.
Yeah, this is why the like official negotiator
But
is
they
fully
are
code.
Fully Pyronan ships.
Yeah,
Great.
it seems like it at this point.
Okay. All right. I'll if they're not ready yet, I will send a request to open comms.
They answer right away.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Did you have a question?
We are noticing 2 vessels that are approaching. They do not seem to be standard inspection sort.
No, just for this part of the sector, we just like to have an escort for unknown vessels.
Ah, well, just to be completely frank with you, we do have the captain of this vessel is Pyronin. They are a freelancer, a free agent who is out to negotiate for a variety of things, part of which are those raw materials that we need. We are running dangerously low on Barazol 5 26888A.
Oh, and you saw the minute you were like, the captain is Perrin, and there was like a weird feather fluff that you probably don't know what it means, but it's like, oh, and you see that there's like almost a hesitation, like they type, and then you can see there's like a little, like with the 2 flying vessels, and they continue on their course, but they're definitely now just flying casual. Like,
Alistair snorts.
yeah. Copy that. I will make sure that your escort is aware of the status of your captain. I apologize. I assumed that you were speaking for everyone on the crew as the captain.
No, I'm just on the helm here.
I see. Well, is there like a Phagenian, or I'm sorry, Pyronian like greeting, like that is like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a scream at the top of your... No.
I think
Carol Burnett Tarzan.
I think
Yeah, yeah.
different like classifications and tiers of Pyronins have different ones.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, like the way Road would greet someone of my station is different from how I would greet someone
Yes.
of Road's.
Yes. Okay.
Except now we're the same station.
Yes.
Station.
Station. Good.
Then they're just going to kind of do a salute. We will do what we can if you send over a list of the items that you require. We will absolutely get you the required ore as well. Is that ore the thing that you said? Sure. Okay.
Yep.
It is
Totally
now.
works.
It sure is.
Yeah, exactly.
It is.
Yes,
It's an ore.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then
Either or will do.
may your feathers lay flat and fit well. And we will speak with you soon.
Copy that, and likewise. Can I close the channel? So it looks like we are getting escorted to wherever we end up going.
These people.
Agreed. I mean, I suppose they had to try it. We would have.
Oh. Yes.
I mean,
Lawrence.
against the crew of 6.
And
Yeah.
a great big ball of
Upsizes
money
huge.
flies
Yeah.
into the system.
Yeah.
You have any insight on anything we should be avoiding while we're out here in this system?
Stay in line of sight of their stations.
Oh. The implication of that is frightening. That's all.
Well, if we have any presence here, they're not going to be visible to the standard folks living here and working here. So don't take a shortcut behind a moon or a big enough asteroid.
Sound advice. So sounds like a station it is then.
Yes, and we should fly in on my clean shuttle.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
And we all have, this is out of character, we all have a, like a Banaka spray of rabbit dander, something like
Yeah.
that. Don't
Yes. Yeah, we do.
Lawrence is
we? I'm pretty sure we do.
Yeah.
Like, isn't
I
that what...
I know
Whaley
Nolvath was
was-
like, oh no,
Nolvath
you were
was
working.
Yeah,
on it.
you made
Oh,
it.
yeah, I made
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Hold
You
on,
made it.
I have a list of what we have.
Yeah, you made it. and
You
Gave it
mean
to us.
like
I'm a weaponsmith.
yeah, you a
Here
tranquilizer
it is.
gun.
Yeah.
So it was like it would inject it. I don't know if you.
Yeah. So we have 2, the equivalent of like a paintball pistol.
Yeah.
A super soaker, and a grooved combat knife with a bit of it laid into the
nice.
shit. There was a word.
Oh, that
for
was the
groove.
antitoxin that Nolvath gave us.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So there are a number of things that look like standard weapons. So, yeah, paintball pistols, a super soaker, and a
And a hand-to-hand
Yeah.
weapon.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if
all
you
right.
wanted to, I mean, you have pet dander, so if you just want to like douse yourself with it.
Well, no, then he'll die.
I know, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, I'm just saying that it's still an option. Like, I'm not counting that as weapon.
Right.
I mean, it's dangerous, but it's not the same as making a weapon.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't suggest
Have
that.
you made me aware that you weaponized this?
Yeah, I think we had talked about it ahead of time. Well,
No,
no,
you
it
didn't.
was a secret at the
You just
time
did it.
because we weren't friends yet.
Yeah.
And so I think as we're like wrapping up on the bridge and we're getting ready to go to the ship, I'm like, okay, I will go get the weaponized rabbit dander and meet you on the shuttle.
Excuse me?
I thought we talked about this. I suppose we didn't.
I think I specifically remember saying something like use of bioweapons would facilitate an equivalent response.
Right, right. These are sort of a last-ditch emergency step that
Right.
is very well contained. It's well made, I promise you. But if we end up in a situation where we're outnumbered by Phagenians, I will use every advantage at my disposal.
I pray that you eliminate all of them then, and none can report back what has happened.
That would be my goal. And it is also not my first reaction. I have fought Phagenians before, and I don't need to resort to it. It is an emergency option.
I just know if word got back to the central command that there was some kind of a new biotoxin employed by the Pyronans, it wouldn't go over well.
Yeah, I understand. All the same, I think this is a life or death option. So,
All right.
I'm going to leave a paintball pistol for Nolvath. And then, what do you want? A pistol?
I'll take one of the pistols too. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, actually, you should probably have
Well,
the pistol.
actually, yeah.
I'll
we only have
pass.
2, right?
Yeah, I think you can take them here. You don't have to leave one for Nolvath.
Okay. You don't want one anyway.
No.
I suppose you don't want one.
No, I think that'd be a terrible idea.
All right.
I mean, oh no, I'm in a life or death situation, so I'll kill myself.
If I die, yeah.
well,
I
I mean,
guess-
if you seal up properly,
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I assume you're going to be in a helmet.
We're gonna also say too, like Nolvath was able to like have one like super antihistamine like
Okay.
EpiPen
Cool.
dose for you. It's only good for one, and they're not sure exactly how effective it will be. Like if you get a little on you, it'll probably be fine. If you get like hit with the tranquilizer gun of it, it probably wouldn't save you. But
Gotcha.
I think you go to hand road one, and first of all, he just gives you the dirtiest look. But he's also putting on that mask that he always has in his little thigh pouch, and like actually putting it on.
All right.
I suppose if Road doesn't want that, I'll take it. If that's all right.
Yeah. I'll keep this pistol will be on my left side if anyone needs it. The knife in my boot. I don't intend to use them, but if you need them and I'm down, you know where they are. My right hip will be a standard weapon, and I think I can go in looking like your bodyguard.
I think that's believable.
I'll do the same, actually. I'll put that on my left hip as well.
And there are many species that need an environmental suit in the kind of quarters we keep.
Well, I've also been working on some alternate looks,
Oh,
thanks to your advice.
excellent.
So I can go prepare myself.
We should do that. And everyone be on their best behavior, since Pyronans pay attention to such things.
Yes, they do.
I'll start flying. I'll start piloting the Amber Star to whichever settlement you want to, whichever station you want to.
The big one.
Big one. Okay, the big one. The big one it is.
Go big or go home.
If you and I have a minute, because you're still on the bridge, right?
Sure. Yeah.
I'll turn to you and I'll say, "Hey, Lawrence, may I ask you a question?"
Of course.
So, you found yourself faced with some unpalatable beings very, very recently, too specifically.
Mhm.
Now, the Phogenians, how many other species out there have been problematic for the Phogenians in that way?
We've never encountered another spacefaring culture that has been problematic.
Hmm.
I dare say it may have contributed to why we have left humans off of the list, so to speak, for all of these years. Our first infiltrators tend to scout planets, and if they landed somewhere and encountered one of those horrid rabbit creatures, all of our infiltrator ships are programmed to lift off with a record of what occurred.
Look at the bones.
Essentially.
Sorry.
So we might have gotten word back that there's something on Earth that is horrifically toxic, and that humans tend to keep them around their settlements. So if we'd gotten word like that, it would have just made it highly unlikely we would have ever come to visit.
That makes a lot of sense. And have you found any other species that are poisonous to you?
No, we
Not at all.
we often.
Well, no. You did.
Yeah, just now.
Yeah,
On the ship.
No, that's
But
what
I
he's
mean,
saying.
any-
but any
Oh,
other,
history of
yeah,
our people.
exactly, yeah.
Have
I mean,
we
I feel like you're susceptible to poisons. Like if you
Yes.
bite things that are poisonous, yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like, we haven't encountered another spacefaring race that we cannot eat.
Oh, okay.
Is where I'm going.
Yeah,
Got it.
yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I misunderstood. I interrupted.
No. Good clarification, for sure. Yeah, but other than Evodi,
Mm-hmm.
I haven't encountered something else that has ever, and I'm not aware of any. It's possible that in our species history or whatever, but it hasn't come up in my life.
All right. Well,
And of course, if we just went and ate radioactive metal or something, it would be bad. But as far
good
as
to know.
walking around creatures, I assume it would be bad for Pyronans as well.
Yes.
So, it's there's general things that will still harm us for sure. But as far as other species that we've fought, it hasn't ever been a problem that I'm aware
of course. Well, I suppose you're gonna have to think twice now before you use your pearly whites on anything.
of. Indeed, that's something that I'm trying to work on. It's like relearning how to fight with one less limb.
Well, we'll watch your back.
And I will endeavor to maintain my cover.
And with that, I'll turn back to the helm and pilot us on.
Okay. So you get to where you're going. It's not very far.
Oh, Kimmy.
Yeah.
So in this place we're going to is like the condos, right? With like some basic services available, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I
Like basic services, like there's probably like a spa
Mhm.
and a sauna and like a very nice workout
Yeah.
center.
but there's also, I mean, I would imagine in almost any Pyronan settlement, there's the equivalent of a notary public,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
like several competing
Oh, yeah.
options.
yes.
Okay, so I'm looking to see if they're sort
Well,
of.
I want to clarify. This is not like a town. Like
Right.
the people who are here all work for the same organization.
I'm picturing it as those hotels that are inside of airports.
Oh yeah,
where it's like very self-contained in reality, and all the other services are outside the city or in the wider airport, and this is just the hotel in the middle of the airport.
I'm going to give you a very specific example
Okay.
that will probably not be helpful to anyone else but me. But when you go down to San Diego Comic-Con, right across from the convention center, there's this huge, tall, fancy tower. It is all condos that are privately owned mostly by companies.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. So imagine if like that fancy condo was all owned by the same company.
Right.
So this is sort of like there's no stores there. Everything is provided for the people who are there because they're on the company dime.
Okay.
So there are like notary publics and stuff, but they are all employed by the company to serve the people who are there.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you probably could like talk someone into helping you, but it's not like you're going to walk into their shop. Like there's an office there, but they are an employee of also the same company that everyone else who's living here is.
Yeah. No, that's bad. No, I can't
Okay.
access that. That's fine.
Sorry.
No,
No,
that's
that's
fine.
good.
That's good.
Yeah. So it's very much like everyone in the sector's kind of under the same umbrella.
Got it.
Oh, and Road, I'll turn to you, by the way, and I'll say, now they did request the list of goods that they said they could try to get for us. I take it we want to keep that pretty close to the chest.
We need to obfuscate the things that we actually need within the list.
All right. Well, in that case, you'd probably know better than I which ones to push forward down the line and which ones to...
We'll put them all in, but we're also going to put in fertilizer and things like that.
Oh, all right.
Do we have much in the way of liquid funds?
Huh. No. And then he turns and just walks away.
Okay.
Because he's gonna go and make the most obnoxious shopping list possible.
Okay.
That does include all the things that we actually need, but then it's also buried under like bureaucratic requests and like things that he thinks they would expect them to be asking for. And so it's like modulators and that kind of stuff that we definitely don't need, but it's like, this is what salvagers ask for. This is what people who are, doing these other things ask for. He's got a bunch of prospecting gear on there that we definitely don't need.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Okay. Awesome. Okay.
So as we're getting done, like we're getting ready to head out, and I'm thinking, well, somebody should feed Evody, right? And I'm thinking about Evody, and I'm concerned that thinking about Evody might accidentally connect me to Evody.
Are you actively trying not to be connected to a Vody?
No, because
Okay.
I haven't figured that out yet.
Cool,
I
cool,
did
cool.
the standard training that like, hey, are you
Oh.
psychic? Take this test. And like, when I was a kid, no, but
Okay.
now I am.
Okay.
So, shall I roll dice and see how the connection goes?
No, that's for if
Oh,
you're
that's for
trying.
non-gifted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, well, and that's if you're trying to connect to them. Accidentally thinking about somebody who has that ability.
Right.
I don't know if I'm gonna. I feel like you're gonna feel like a little bit like.
Well, so, okay. So what's happening in my head is, what does a Vody want to eat? What do you eat? And like I'm getting ready to walk down there, right? But in my mind, I'm like, what do you eat, Evody?
You know the like set and give, like when you're like putting a straw into a soft drink.
Yeah.
And you're pushing, and then suddenly goes whoop, and it just slides
Yeah.
in. Like you just kind of feel that in your brain.
Yeah.
And there's just like this thump, and it slides in, and then you suddenly get some visions of different food. Like actually, you're getting visions of the planet that they're from, like
Oh.
memories of like these like ocean dishes with like different types of sort of like bug looking like plankton type things.
Sure. Yeah.
Things like that. Some stuff that may or may not be like our parts of our hermit crab friends.
Everything evolves towards crab.
Yeah.
We know
Yep,
this.
yep.
Crabification.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's a little hard to tell from, and that's sort of like, and you're not sure whether you fell into their brain or whether they're pushing this out to you.
Right. Okay. Well,
It's definitely not your thoughts or memories.
right. Okay. Just sort of clear my head a little bit, and I'm gonna go to the galley and see what sort of like crab with a K, whatever we have in stock that might be somewhat simulating seafood.
Yeah. At that point in your head, you hear, "We originally were scavengers. Anything will be fine." And again, like the juxtaposition of their like mental voice, which is very soothing and kind of musical, to their actual spoken voice, which is grating.
Yeah. Well, my mental voice at this point, I think, have you ever heard an old man talking on the phone?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
In public.
Yeah.
yeah, with the speakerphone
yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speakerphone, like, yes, okay, I understand what you want. Thank you. And that's like half volume.
Yeah.
The mental volume.
Yeah,
right?
it's
Of
very loud.
like, am I doing this right? Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
just gather whatever I have and like a couple days worth of food probably. Or I guess actually I just need to ask them like how much food they need for a couple days. And
Oh. And is Nolvath staying on the ship?
oh right.
Yeah.
Novath's on the ship and can sort of will Novath feed a vote?
Yeah, that was my
Yeah,
question.
yeah, that's a good question.
That's not a horse I would bet on.
Yeah. All right, fair enough.
Are you leaving the ship?
For a indeterminate amount of time, but not long.
Where are you going?
I'm not at liberty to say because I don't know.
And even though you're not an expert, you suddenly feel like this, like, kind of like, it's like if someone's shooting you with like a hose, and then
Right.
suddenly they like switch the amount of pressure because some of it's going somewhere else.
Oh yeah.
That's like what you're feeling. Suddenly it's like you were getting all of the attention, and now you suddenly feel, I'm not getting all the attention anymore.
Okay. Maybe they're just being gentle with my beginner
That's
brain.
absolutely what it is.
Yeah. That's yeah.
Totally.
I'll assume that's
Yeah.
the case. But yeah, that's yeah, I think we're picking up some supplies. We're at a space station.
Mm-hmm.
So
Are you thinking really hard, like, about just those basic facts? Space station, groceries.
I mean that's all I know, really. Well, I guess I do know a bunch of other shit.
You know a lot more than that.
Yeah, I am trying to remain disciplined in that.
Okay. And you don't feel like they're trying to pressure you. Like,
Okay.
there's not, like, a push to, like, read more stuff.
Yeah. The thing that we did get training in the military was like you like sing a song or something like if you know you're being telepathically probed, you can lock that down even if you're not a telepath. And so I'm trying to keep that locked up.
You have a really annoying song you sing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's like
That's
a Pyronin marching song. A
Oh,
lot of
yeah.
walking in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, nice.
It's anvil chorus, but instead of the anvil, it's just birds screaming.
Yes. Yes.
Beautiful.
Like living where those parrots fly.
Yeah.
yeah. Me in my house. Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Amazing. Okay. Then, yeah. So, and then very politely, well, good luck, be safe. And then, like, it pulls away, and it's kind of like,
Good choices.
No.
Yeah. Okay,
okay.
I did a good job.
Yeah,
That's
that
all.
was perfect.
No one needs to know that happened.
Nope. All right. So you arrive at the fancy condos.
Yep.
It seems like they have. I mean, you can't really like dock here. You're massive, but you can.
We take the shuttle,
Take-
which
yeah.
Road has
Yeah.
prepped with wine, drinks.
Are you
Yes.
wearing a long beard?
And you
Yes.
guys.
I'm not gonna hold it there because it'll make me sound
So
terrible, but-
funny.
But yeah, like full giant Grizzly Adams beard.
ZZ Top. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, okay.
Amazing.
Yeah, Road has made the shuttle even more ostentatious looking, if that's even possible.
Okay.
And has, made sure that it's spotless on the inside and brought like champagne and wine and made sure that the bar was, restocked. The whole thing. because this is a negotiation.
Yes. And this is a really nice shuttle, right?
Yes.
Okay, so this, like, since they don't know who you are, this implies that you are a very successful captain.
Correct.
Okay.
This is literally like rolling up in a Rolls Royce.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. So yeah, you pull up. It seems like they have, like, okay, they've given you a very specific parking spot. They have a very specific pathway you're allowed to walk. Like, you're not like under guard necessarily, but it's like this is very clearly the way you're supposed to go.
Sure. They don't take my weapons away, do they?
No.
Yeah, okay.
If you weren't Pyronin, they might.
Yeah, well.
But the fact that you two are here is kind of like giving them, yeah.
I was gonna be like, are they coming over to talk to us?
I don't think
Okay.
so.
All right.
Pyronins to talk.
You're
to.
clearly the help.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I meant when you were like, they wouldn't take it from the Pyronins.
Oh yeah.
I was like, wait, does that mean that they're coming to confiscate things from us?
No, it seemed you were under the command of a Pyronin. So
Okay.
for now,
What could
that's
go wrong?
good enough. Yeah.
Yes, a very in control Pyronin.
So the most in control.
Yeah.
Just one last thing before we get off the shuttle, before the shuttle opens and they can all see us. We're sort of getting ready, waiting for the ramp to go. I've got one quick booty slap
Oh, yep.
for Road, and
Yep.
then like okay, but like my face is like I didn't. Nobody slapped you in the butt, but
No.
like
Okay.
you get slapped in the butt.
Yeah.
That's normal. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, now we go.
Yeah.
It's the sports thing.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. All right. So yeah, you walk in. The two of you, I'm assuming, are kind of like walking up in the
Oh,
front.
Road's at the front.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm like a step to the left and one behind, but in decent looking body armor and
Okay.
sidearms and a larger rifle. I like clearly look like
You're my body man.
Yeah.
Mhm. And you've removed everything that shows that you were in the military, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I have my rapier, but it is not a military issue. It just had the seal on there so that I could show my station, and that's gone. So there's nothing about it that's like, oh, that's a military Colt 1911. Like, no, it's
And it would be normal enough for people who were ex-military to take such like jobs
Right.
like that. So
right. So if they get it from my bearing, like, sure, I'm ex-military, but none of my stuff is like I'm Pyronin military or
you
whatever.
are ex-military.
Yeah, you actually are ex-military.
Fuck.
Yep, sorry.
And there's my SWAT in the butt.
Yeah.
Stupid feelings.
They kind of they bow like the appropriate amount to not for someone who you think is a similar rank to yourself, but you're not quite sure. It's a little lower than normal because they obviously are not quite sure where you stand. As a very successful, somewhat wealthy captain, but like without like a name that they recognize.
Yeah, and Road reciprocates with something that he has. You can tell that he has done this before, Alistair, but it is definitely not the bow he is supposed to give other people
Yeah.
with his full name and title. It is the like head administrator, lead, caretaker for a house, that kind of stuff. Not actually someone born into privilege.
Right.
Oh, like
Okay.
the kind of about my dad would have done.
Yes,
Okay. Cool.
that he actually does seem to be very familiar with doing.
Yeah. Cool.
May the fates bring you fortune and fine feathers.
Fine feathers and gold to you and your kin.
Thank you. And we have received your transmission of your list. We do have some of the things at the ready. It is there are some things that will take a while to acquire. They aren't at the ready, and there may be some things we are not able to procure for you at all. But we will do our very best.
Well, it's always up to negotiation, of course.
Of course. But we will do our best for you, as obviously. One of the things that we are most interested... Oh, I apologize. Out here we get ahead of ourselves and we forget some of the niceties that are required of our people. Come this way. We have a conference room available and some food put out.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Will your crew be coming?
Oh, yes, I don't travel anywhere without them.
Of course.
For safety reasons.
Understandable. This is a very secure facility,
I lived somewhere very secure, and that did not help.
as you wish. We will do our best. The dishes that are provided are Pyronin. If they are not to your liking, we will try and accommodate your needs. Human, and I'm sorry, I don't recognize your species. Please forgive my feathers.
No, I'm Garmoxian.
I see. If you provide us a list of your dietary requirements, we will do our best.
I'm sure whatever is available would be fine.
Anything except for earth hair.
Oh, like the hair on their human's
Rabbit.
head? Oh, yes. I am aware of this beast. I do not believe we have any on board.
I played the sort of like fish out of water. Like, oh, do you have any human food?
We're not directly, but we have food that will be agreeable to your taste buds and your digestive system.
All right. I'm looking forward to that then. Hey, I'm liking this place already.
Yes. They kind of like this momentary just like glance over at the other pirate and it's like, really? This is who you hang out with? And then like back, like behind the facade of like feathered kindness. This way.
I just keep straight face.
Yeah. And they take you to a very nice corporate conference room. This is the one thing that's a little bit different. Generally, when you're working with the Pyronin families, they're more ostentatious. They're more lavish. This is very clearly like bureaucracy at its best. This is high quality, but it is functional and not excessive in any way because they don't want to waste their fortune on the conference room for the.
It's not
for the
designer
company.
hardwood,
Yeah.
Right.
handcrafted.
Yeah.
It's like the best thing that you could buy at Office Depot.
Yeah, which tells you that they do not expect like visitors here. Like this is for people in the company already, because Pyronins take the presentation very seriously. So if they were actually expecting guests, very often they probably would go a little bit further with that.
Yeah.
But it's acceptable. It's not considered. It's not rude, but it's like almost like if it's cheaper, it would be rude.
Yeah.
Well, and Rode is also styling himself as someone more in the corporate side of
Yeah.
Pyronin society, so it's acceptable.
Yes.
I'll play up the act, and I'll kind of address you from behind. You know, from where I'm kind of walking a few paces behind you. I was like, "Whoo-wee, boss! They really did pull out all the stops here. You weren't kidding when you offered me the gig to work for you."
I said it would be nicer than the last few dumps we've been to.
Yeah, you weren't kidding. And I find like the nearest, not a chair at a table, but like a chair by a wall, and I'll just kind of plop myself in there unceremoniously.
Okay. I have a question for you, Alistair. When you were fighting the Pyronins and you tracked them, what was the easiest way for you to track them?
Phagenians?
Phagenians, sorry, I apologize.
Track
pirate.
them, you mean on foot?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I think they have a distinctive footprint.
And gate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like physical footprints, I think were a big deal. Also, path of destruction.
Well,
but aside from that, if they're just moving through, I think that's one of the primary things is a really distinctive like footprint and gait that, especially because a Phagenian who's not trying to hide who they are, right, has just a very distinctive way of moving.
Yeah. What do Phagenians smell like?
It's a hard question to answer
Dracar Noir.
from
I feel like
the perspective of like
Right. Like you
I
would.
think we've discussed that you're kind of odorless, if I remember correctly.
kinda, but there's probably a little something.
Mhm.
Uh,
Is that something? Are the Pyronins still in tune enough with their olfactory senses?
Probably.
Okay.
Or at least I would be because a scout.
Right.
You know, like, well, what if there's like because you all have the exact same like outfit, like uniform thing, and you don't go to battle naked, right? Like
no. Yeah.
So what if there's like because you all have the same skin, there's like a baby powder or something that's like Yeah, I have to like powder up to get into my armor, and we all wear that. You have that.
Sure, yeah,
Something like that.
Something.
That's
I was thinking something a little bit like industrial solventy,
Oh.
sure. Okay.
like that kind of thing, because it's more of like a after a battle, all of these uniforms get taken off and put in a vat,
Just
of some
recycling.
kind.
Yeah.
So a
And
little bit
then
tang to
they
it.
come out and
Oh, yeah.
they still have a little of that
Oh yeah.
kind of smell. Like when you walk into like a freshly cleaned hospital hallway,
Yeah.
you're like,
Mhm.
oh well, it doesn't smell bad. It
Yeah.
just
It's not, but it's not a nice smell either.
no, yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. I would say that yours is probably also, if it's coming from the uniforms, you haven't worn a uniform for a really long time.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I have my like spacesuit thing that's like underneath the fake clothes I'm wearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if that's something where like I am used to tracking the smell, and I don't really know it's from the uniform. It's just this is what Faginians
Faginians
smell
smell
like,
like.
and he smells weird, right?
Yeah.
Like the fact that he doesn't smell is like, oh, that must be part of his costume or whatever.
Okay.
And I've never brought it up.
Yeah. Because, wow, would that be?
Yeah.
Removed
Why
his
do you
pheromone
smell
glands.
weird?
Why don't you
Yeah.
smell like a Faginian?
Yeah. Okay.
That's
that
a
makes sense.
conversation we could have.
Yeah.
sometime.
Yeah.
Just because I was like just very interested in like the Pyronans being like bird-like and raptor,
Mhm.
like I'm like I feel like smell would be a key factor if you're gonna stay hidden.
Oh, yeah, we smell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
especially if it's
specifically
possible.
would try and eliminate any of
Yeah. But specifically, we're not sure if these Pyronans have contact with Faginians. They might be very familiar with that. It might be something that could give it away. But if you smell weird to Alistair, then I'm guessing that they probably don't have like better knowledge than Alistair does.
Yeah. But if that smell is in the hallways, that's also something I might
That's
notice.
what I thought.
Mhm.
you
Oh,
would
yeah.
Yeah.
Not
That
this
smell
particular
is around
moment.
on this station.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, not yet,
Ha ha ha.
but it's an important just detail for both sides. And you come in and like I will let you partake and enjoy yourselves before we begin our official negotiations. It's never good to negotiate on an empty stomach.
Thank you so much for your hospitality.
Absolutely. They bow and they kind of like leave the room. Go ahead for a second.
Rode takes a seat at one end of the table and just kind of places himself there and looks down the whole spread. And Alistair, you could see the equivalent of a very judgmental eyebrow quirk, but only in like the movement of his little pin feathers and stuff still in his hair. We should definitely eat, but sparingly.
And remember your manners, hirelings. We're observed even now.
All right. You're the boss. It would be embarrassing if they weren't.
This is why I have such a dedicated security team. And Rode tells everyone else to eat and does not grab food at first because he is focused. Like he looks like the guy from the Olympics who like fully zoned out before getting on the pommel horse. That's Rode's face right now.
Yeah.
He is just in the zone.
That guy is a fucking epic hero.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna. Alistair is putting together a number of things from this spread and like taking a bite of something. But what he's going through is getting all of Rhodes' favorite snacks, like whatever's there, right? But he's taking a bite of it first, like I'm your food tester, blah blah blah. But it is like a selection that even like. No, Pyronans all think this is gross. We just put it on the plate because you're supposed to. But
Yeah,
like,
it's the polite thing
I
to
know
do.
you like it. Nobody eats the parsley but you. But like, you know.
It's delicious and it's
So-
good for your teeth.
So yeah, I make up a plate and like I take a few bites of things to show like I'm testing it to make sure it's not poison, and then get you a plate of all your favorites.
I'll fix myself up a plate too, and then I'll reach out to grab more, and then I'll kind of look at the two of you like, is this okay? Can I grab some more?
Well, I think that we're probably largely carnivorous, right?
Probably a mixed bag.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It's more like you said eat sparingly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, is this still sparing? Is this still sparing?
And then at some point you just get a little like stop it, with his hand.
Okay, great. And I retreat back, and I start filling my face.
Nice.
Playing the part.
Yeah. Also, I don't sit down at the table. You two could sit down, but like, I'm just gonna stand
I'm,
behind
no,
your seat.
I'm at that chair by the door.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be at
Do
the
you
table.
have a plate of food for yourself?
No, I took a few bites of things and then get served
But
a plate.
you're
too.
not holding a plate.
No.
Just
I'm
wanted
just
to clarify.
standing behind Road.
Oh, I'll pass the plate to you. Like, see if
No,
you
no,
want a plate or
I'll
anything.
take one for myself.
Oh, yeah, all right.
And I'll go around the table and take a little bit of whatever wasn't touched by anybody else, and just kind of then go and I think I'll probably go and stand next to the chair you're sitting in and just do my knee lock thing and sit there and take like one piece at a time and nestle it through the beard.
No one can see. Yeah, very carefully.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then afterwards pull out like a little handkerchief to clean the beard off.
Mm.
All right. So after a polite amount of time, and it seems like they're probably not like spying on you, but like in a way to make sure that they arrive, like a butler kind of keeps an eye on people eating to make sure they arrive at the perfect moment at the end of the meal. That's what kind of happens. Is
And right at just before the polite amount of time Rhodes starts to eat,
okay.
so that when they arrive, he is eating.
I'm so sorry.
No, by all means,
Oh.
please.
Yes. Very well. They seem a little thrown off, like they're not sure what to do. Yes. Well, let us begin our negotiations. Are you sure you're comfortable doing it while you're eating?
I can make do. I'm from the frontiers. It's fine.
I see. Very well. They seem a little like ruffled, like their feathers are just a little. Okay. Very well. Well, we have your list of requirements. And some of these things are quite hard to come by or very rare here, but we'd be happy to try and make to accommodate your needs. But as you well know, we couldn't very well do you the insult of just giving it all to you. So we are quite interested in the technology of your salvage ship.
Oh. Interesting. You see, it's a newer salvage. We actually have a researcher currently on board who is working with the technology.
Oh.
And only they actually can operate it.
See. Well, samples of the technology then. We wouldn't need a tutorial on how to use it. We're more interested on it's the mechanics of how it functions rather than the operating system that created function. The energy readings that we get off of it are quite unique, and we are interested in how it might be able to increase our own capabilities.
Fascinating. I would need some assurances if I were to consider this as the appropriate payment, as it is my proprietary ownership of this technology at the moment.
Of course.
I would need to know who you're trading with and where it might be going and how long my property would be in your ownership as well.
Well, it would not be in mine personally. I am,
Of course, the
merely-
company.
Yes, the company. Well, we are contracted only with the Pyrrhonian government. We work directly for them and with them in many ways. So, while we would probably use the technology for our company specifically, the only other entity that would get use of the technology or the information of the technology or samples of it would be the Pyrrhonian government.
So it wouldn't say go out to my competitors out on the frontier trying to make new settlements.
I cannot guarantee it would never happen, but it would be something that would eventually filter down by the time. It would probably take many years for such technology to eventually be released by the government and become something that would be easily procured by anyone on the homeworlds and then years from there till it hit the frontiers.
Of course. I would have to consult with my specialist as to what I could provide.
Yes. Well, we wouldn't require a large sample if there are any small pieces, or you said it was a generation ship, I believe.
Yes.
So if there are empty life pods or anything of that nature, that should be sufficient.
I'll look into it. I don't know how much of it I could part with, but for the supplies and your generous hospitality, I will endeavor to make it available to you.
Thank you. That would be more than cover your requirements here on this list.
Wonderful. How long do you think you might need to procure these items?
You can see them like thinking in their head, how long would it take to uninstall a med, like one of the
Yeah,
cryo
yeah.
beds? No more than a few days. Some of the things needs to come from the edges of the system.
Of course.
What's
I know
like
it's
one
an
of the weirder things that you put on there?
I think he put the like framework for a biodome, like the one that he grew up in.
Uh-huh.
So he went like deep in and gave them like really complex things on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So probably like the structure for like a remote lab for them is kind of what he's actually asking for.
Okay.
Probably like a specific parts number on it too.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
I need
the
this
whole
lab.
thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we probably could procure everything in the next seven cycles, I would assume. Maybe sooner if we are quite lucky.
Atticus, do we have the time for that?
I can check with the manifest, but we should be able to make that work, but it won't leave us much time on the other end.
Well, while we're here, would we be able to explore your system a little? Obviously not take any of your precious minerals, that's what the deal is for.
Exploration is scouting the system itself from your craft. Yes, that would be acceptable.
Wonderful. Of course, if we find anything of use, we would relay it.
Of course. We have explored the system quite thoroughly. It would be shocking, to put it bluntly, if you found anything that we were unaware of.
If
But we
I'm
do request that you stay aboard your ship.
Of course. I'm just trying to train my new team in survey since I'm looking for a new place to start.
Yes. Then, like, you notice that, like, there's, like, a look that happens between Pyronin who's speaking and, like, the other people are, like, the other two who are there.
Well then, a week, and I will go and have a very in-depth consultation with my specialist and see what we might be able to provide for you.
Very well. We will wait for your offer before we begin procuring the items.
Wonderful.
Also, it seems an odd question. Do you have a telepath on your crew? Is your researcher telepathic?
One of our current occupants of the ship has some latent telepathic abilities, yes.
We see. There's just been a voice that has been echoing a bit, not very hard to understand, but we've just it's not something that happens often.
How odd.
Luckily, we have very high levels of training in withstanding telepathic assaults, and while this does not seem to be that in any way, we've been able to shut out the voice for the most part.
I'll speak to them about locking it down.
Thank you very much, Atticus.
There's also it's very strange. It's singing an old Pyronin marching song, but a bit off key.
How odd. Well, they're not Pyronin.
Well, obviously, I don't think that is an ability that Pyronins possess.
Not often.
No.
I've heard fairy tales.
Oh.
Nothing more.
Amazing.
To that end, if there's nothing else, Kimmy,
Yeah.
is this person leading me around by the nose?
They are trying to, but you're a little too skilled for them to.
Okay. Just trying to like get a read on the whole interaction, and if the vibe is they're trying to, but Road is succeeding, I will be satisfied with that answer.
Yeah, it seems like they like it. You are much more skilled at this than they are.
Mm-hmm.
They are not. They seem out of practice. This is a very skilled negotiator who probably hasn't really had to negotiate anything for some time because they don't have to negotiate here.
No.
Everyone's in the same chain of command, so they just do their thing.
Right.
Cool.
It's like, what department do we charge it to?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So they came in ready to like just like wipe the floor with you, and you're much more skilled and subtle at this.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay. That's really what he was like, okay, I want to get a read on what's going on here. And if what's going on here is there are a bunch of bureaucratic company people, that's fine.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely like things here that they're not being completely transparent
Sure.
about, but that's true in every part of Peruvian
Yeah.
society. And it seems like for the most part that if you provided some technology, they would actually procure the things on your list.
Cool. Great.
And it seems like the technology from the Amber Star is something they are very authentically interested in.
Mm.
So,
Cool. We're going to do some nosing around about that
okay.
before I give them a final answer.
Probably good. Cool.
But yeah, Road makes nice and basically continues to point out, yeah, I'm gonna look into it. I'm gonna assess the situation.
Perfect. Amazing. So they have a very polite rest of the. Were there any other things that we wanted to gain information about or conversation pieces we wanted to have with them?
I think at some point, as it gets to more like polite conversation and less hard negotiation, Road will ask, have you had any strange contact in this sector? We've encountered the occasional unfortunate situation, and I'm just curious who's come through here recently, if I'm going to be spending a fair amount of time here.
Yes. Almost no one comes through this sector. It is very clearly marked, and those who arrive here, this is their destination. This is not generally a flight path. That is a side effect of just going somewhere else.
And no scavengers or pirates.
Most would not dare.
I didn't think, but it's a rough galaxy out there.
Yes, well, we do our best to maintain order here.
Good to know.
Why wouldn't they dare? Your security system seems weak.
Well, the company, you would incur the wrath of the
Pirates
entire-
don't care about that. I've had to deal with pirates.
Well, yes, you are a single ship that would have to contend with pirates. Any pirates that came here, even if they were successful in their initial assault, would face the rest of the company and then the Pyronian government as a whole.
They should be much more concerned about saboteurs, Atticus.
You're right. I'm too blunt in my thinking.
Thank you for the information, the assurances.
Of course, it is our utmost hope that you will enjoy your time here and that it will be a profitable time for both our parties.
That would make it all worth the while.
Indeed. And Alistair, you do, now that they mention it, you do kind of hear in the back of your head like a sort of a very bastardized version of the song you were singing.
Yeah.
Like it seems like they don't know all the words. They've kind of like made up their own words.
Yeah.
And they're just sort of like,
All I'm thinking of in real life right now is the Les Mis, like the people.
Yeah, that is the vibe.
Yeah, yeah.
Know the people. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
And-
but
Me too.
squawking.
but yeah,
No, sorry.
it's
are
not
chickens.
squawking. It's like actually that very pretty ethereal voice.
Yes.
But like trying to sound like kind of rough. And
yeah.
it literally it comes off as like someone in a cell bored.
Yeah.
So it doesn't seem like they're actually trying to reach out. It seems like the song you sang got stuck in their head, and they're just kind of like bored and like
no.
kind of singing it to themselves, and they may not even mean to be broadcasting it.
Okay.
So it's like what's his face singing, playing the role of Javert in the
Javert,
movie.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, and also, just to be clear, so what I was trying to do was communicate my disdain for their perceived
Yes.
security of like, I'll make sure we're safe because this isn't much. Not like, well, maybe I should attack you. Or like, just in case I
Oh no,
was...
they totally read it.
Yeah, okay.
Like, and they you could see the little feathers like, well, we have all of this, so what do you say to that?
Well, I have a force field.
Yes, exactly. Like it was much more like an affront personally. They took that.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what I want.
Yeah, and it doesn't even seem to register to them that would be possible.
Okay.
And it makes a lot more sense now that like when you flew into system, they didn't immediately like red alert, like
Yeah.
because it was like no one would be
It's
Who would
just
do
that
it's
foolish.
business, right?
Yeah.
How did they react to espionage being thrown out though?
There was a little bit of a bird head tilt, like, huh. But like also, they feel like they've taken precautions,
Sure,
or
okay.
they seem confident that they have made themselves safe. But it does seem a little rude for you to have mentioned that, and like a little odd. So they just a little,
Mm. It was calculatedly rude.
yes,
Yes, it was.
Again, this person's out of practice.
Aw.
Before we depart, I would subtly reach down and tap out a message to the group about should I stay on station and attempt to gather more information.
I think Road doesn't subtly, like, very obviously, like, check something on his little tap ring cloud, and sends the message back. I don't know how he would retrieve you.
They have airlocks. I could jump out.
Yeah, that's not a problem. And like, I'm leaning down as if you're replying to something, and your major domo is like, that can be handled.
Yeah. Road just shrugs.
No, I'll send back you like very subtly as like I'll wipe my face and wipe my hands with the food, and then I'll subtly tap back to you. Like if there is any kind of weird Phogenian activity here, you'd be our best chance of detecting it. So I think we should stick together.
Oh, all right.
Because if we go somewhere and Lawrence isn't there to see the signs, we might get in trouble.
Would anyone here like to read a being?
Yes,
Okay.
Also me.
desperately.
Okay. So when you read a being or a social situation for information, roll plus hearts. On a 10 plus, choose 2. On a 7 to 9, you'll pick 1.
Can I try as well? I just want to see if there's
Yeah.
like an undercurrent of anything.
Yeah, and you can ask different questions. And so it's great if all of you roll it. It's fine.
And I'm going to use my background skill of subterfuge.
Perfect.
I did not succeed.
Okay.
Okay, I've got plus
Perfect.
1 to hearts.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's
Yay.
only 7.
12.
Okay. Amazing. So pick some
Yeah,
questions.
Let me go look.
James, which one are you?
I got a 7.
Okay, so you get to pick one.
I would like to just ask what they are feeling. Are they feeling anything? You know, again, does it seem like they're kind of nervous at our being here, or?
A little bit. It seems like they are not used to any of this type of thing happening. This is usually a pretty locked down system. The only thing that made it so they accepted you being here at all is because the captain was Pyro. And that changed the social expectations enough that they didn't just take your stuff and kill you all, probably. I mean, no, Pyro doesn't do that.
They would never do that.
Yeah, but
See, I
there's
think they would.
yeah, shocking. There's something there. Like there's something else below the surface. You're not
Yeah.
quite sure what it is, but they're definitely while they are a little bit out of practice, and it seems like Rode is much more adept at this negotiation thing. This person is obviously very clearly protecting something too.
2 questions.
Yes.
Who is in charge,
Mm-hmm.
and what do they want?
This person is not in charge.
No.
You probably know, like, the company, which we're just gonna like keep menacingly referring to as the company.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's probably literally called the company. It's just in Pyronin, like the word, whatever it
the
would
company
be.
company.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
company. It is, you'd know that it was run by. This is one of the few big things that is not run by a family. It's actually run by a partnership that they're not related to each other, and that is one of the reasons that the government works with them a lot, because it's a way of not showing favoritism between the families. So it kind of keeps that balance with this partnership that is run similar to like a board, but it's a very small board. And sometimes family members from different families become part of that board, and then they like peel off and stuff. So that is so you would know kind of who is on that at any time. I don't know if you're currently completely up to date, but it's also like public information.
He looked it up on our way in
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he was doing all of the everything.
Yeah. So there's like 3 main directors at any time, and none of them are probably here.
No.
This is a like huge sector a quadrant spanning company that's like on a lot of different things.
Yeah.
So this person probably is in charge here.
Could I make a pitch for the name of the company?
Sure.
Call it 3-body. If it has 3 people and a 3-body system is extremely complicated, as noted in the novel, that's real.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, might be kind of fun.
Yeah.
But
You don't like the company?
Or the company's fine.
The company.
When you mentioned 3 people, I was thinking like trinary systems and
Yeah,
3-body systems, and I love the idea of this little non-family company started up, and all the families were like, "That's nothing. That's never going to be anything," and then it like gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Like, it'll collapse. It's gonna. Oh God, we have to do business with them.
Yeah.
I think there's a few like corporations that keep on doing this that all the families are like, they'll go away, and then
Yeah.
they don't.
That'll never work again.
Yeah.
This time.
Yeah. Cool. But the negotiator is probably the person in charge here on the station. Okay. And then, what do they actually want?
Oh, sorry. Is that sorry? I'm just fidgeting.
The company or this person?
The person I'm talking to.
They want you to go away. They want you to
Desperately.
leave. They want to. I mean, they also are like, hey, if I get this cool technology, this could be really amazing for my career, my trajectory. So I want that too. But most of all, they want you to be gone as soon as possible.
Cool. So staying here for a week sounds great.
Yeah, they dislike that, but they also like are aware of the niceties and the protocol involved, and like not having this negotiation would probably be like set off some red flags for you and make you more interested in being here. So this is like the price they are paying to get you to leave without any
Notice of
asking
whatever.
questions.
Okay. Cool.
Yes. Like, look how boring we are. You can be here a week. We'll get some things out of it, and you will get things out of it, and then you will leave.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Then Rhoda is very satisfied. And does eat everything on his little plate.
Nice.
And the moment the last piece is done, he nods to everyone. Shall we return to our beloved ship?
Aye.
Pull his chair out for you.
While everyone was talking with them and stuff, I'd like to try and do something before we leave.
Okay.
And plant one of my ubiquitous cameras
Okay.
here.
Okay.
I don't know what I would do for that.
I feel like prove your worth.
Very good. Sorry. Would it just to make a case for using savvy rather than courage?
The problem is like
I mean, I'm fine either way.
Yeah.
I'm just asking.
there's savvy involved, but it also takes courage to walk into this very high tech company and be like, I'm gonna plant my stuff here, even though they might be familiar with Virginian technology. I'm sure it's fine.
We'll find out.
But here's the other trick.
Uh-huh.
If Phagenians have been here before, there may be Phagenian cameras here already.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm counting
Yeah,
on,
when you
actually.
open up your wireless interface, it's like, which of these 12 devices do you want to connect to?
Yeah. But it also might mean that they catch you planning
Doing
it.
it.
So,
Yeah, I'm still going to give it a whirl.
yeah, no, I feel like courage is definitely, now that you mentioned that, it's even more applicable.
Yeah.
That's totally
We are
fine.
all aware that you're probably going to do this too.
Yeah.
So
I'd be
Can I
surprised if you
apply
didn't.
criminality and security? to
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Great.
Well, you have to pick one.
One.
You can't apply both skills.
Well, whichever.
Yeah.
One of those two.
Both of them apply.
Okay. I realize I'll only get the plus one.
Yeah.
right?
I mean,
I was
somebody,
making the case for
somebody
both.
can also assist you, too, if they wanted to technobabble or if they wanted to, like, technobabble at the people so that they got distracted. There's a way to get you a +1 if you need it.
Well, I mean, what if I was sort of making a big deal about getting Rode out of the chair and, we really should be. I mean, we're a little short on time at this point, sir. I mean, you know your business, but if you'll forgive me, we really should be going.
soon. Give us a moment. And he's going to be very slow to get up. And I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna help you.
Okay. I like the idea of social tech.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely acceptable. I just couldn't make that many charts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course.
I appreciate your assistance with the outpost equipment, especially that geothermic dome. It's going to be extremely useful to keep off the looking at the thing. Any of the errant isometric damage that comes into a system.
Yeah, that totally counts. Good job.
6.
Help! Someone
I
help!
got your back.
Someone help!
I got your back. So I kind of see you making your move, and I know I know your game. I still have a little bit of food in my plate, and I'll make a move as if to put my plate onto the table, and I'll just spill it all over the place. As a little
Clumsy human.
good God! This was such a delicious plate too. Whoa, I think all of this extravagance in this beautiful setting. I apologize. I start cleaning it up, like as loud as I dropped the plate another couple of times. It's like I
You're
got stuff on my
infomercial.
hands now. Yeah, exactly. Okay. If that sounds good
Yeah,
to you.
absolutely.
Okay, all right. So I'll spend 1 trust, and I'm going to roll a die.
Let's go.
Here we go. I'm replacing a 1 I saw, so
Great. Okay.
here we go. That's a 2.
Oh, jeez.
Becomes a 7.
That's a 7.
I mean, yeah.
That counts.
Yeah, we'll take it.
All right.
Oh.
You succeed, but you have to pick one. You are injured or shaken. Mark a condition. You put a crewmate in a bad spot. Their next roll is with disadvantage. You damage or destroy something important. If it's on the ship, you mark 1 ship damage.
What is on the table? Oh wait, you get to decide this, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
No. I think that I will take a condition.
Okay.
I think that I am absolutely embarrassed
Okay.
that I needed help.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep. I was picturing a Snake Eyes moment of just a fanny pack of camera lenses.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just
But I wasn't.
Clearly all marked.
that's those aren't mine.
Oh, my
beard
baby
falls
bottle.
off.
Just a whole Mr. Bean moment
Yeah.
of
Amazing. So you have your camera planted.
Yes.
You have a condition.
I have marked it
Yeah.
insecure.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I'm proud of that design where it's like, I'm gonna assist. Oh no, it's not enough. We got your back. Like it's very
Fucking
team oriented.
great.
I love
Yeah.
That's great.
All right, I'm proud. Okay. Great. Okay. So you plant your camera. You've made a huge mess. They're you can see that the main negotiator like is like, oh no, don't worry about it. And you can just see there's a little bit of like a flint of feather, like a little superiority, like, oh, humans, they think they're so good at negotiations, but look, they're hanging out with this person. Like, but just like very slight, like subtle, like
And
feather.
Rhoda is just like letting it go, just like full the Pyronin equivalent of being a Pantene commercial and how carefree he is about it.
Okay. Yeah, that annoys him. Well, we will let you get back and speak to your specialist, and
Shall.
we will be in communication.
Thank you very much, and apologies again. I'm so sorry for the mess.
Oh, think nothing of it. It's fine and somewhat expected.
Yikes.
It's out of character, sorry.
As we walk out the room, I actually salute the person that we were talking to. There's still a little schmutz in my hand, so it kind of flicks over their way.
Yeah.
And then I run to the table and I go, oh, I'm going to take a few more of these. These are good. And then I'll follow.
Oh my
Like
God.
there's like this full legit like bird head like
Yeah.
Just side dodge bird head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like they when you walk by they all flatten their feathers as much as possible because they don't want anything in them. They're just like stately. And then they all kind of bow gracefully as you leave. And then you like if you had turned around, like you'd see them look at you like, oh my god, can you believe that just happened? Oh my gosh.
Gave them something to talk about for a
Yeah,
year.
forever.
They
Right.
can't wait to get to the water cooler.
Yeah. Yeah, so you get back to the shuttle.
Speaking of, do Pyronins have a smell?
Smell like birds.
Birds.
Perfume, dust.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sure, but naturally.
Yeah.
Like, is it, like, for example, and I know this is going to sound rude, but like vultures,
Oh yeah.
they actually smell wonderful.
Yeah.
Like, they are very, very clean birds. That's why they don't have feathers on their head, because that's
Right.
where all the ick gets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, they smell kind of like fresh laundry.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a like that very light, musky kind of. Is that the right word? Like, yeah. It's almost indeterminate of like what does that smell like? But it's not unpleasant.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
Just curious.
But
I
like
feel like-
perfume is very common. I think for at least like Rhodes' echelon of the world.
Sure.
So like he's always wearing some kind of cologne or perfume or something that smells lovely.
I feel like that's something that's very common for all Pyronians or most Pyronians.
Yeah.
There's at least they vary or into bathing. Like there's generally some sort of scent on them, even if it's not necessarily of the caliber that Rhodes
Yeah.
used to.
Yeah.
my very first scene was looking for a bathhouse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
So I feel like this is a very big part of their culture. So
Yeah.
it's probably like lost knowledge what a Pyronin with no scent smells like.
Yeah.
Or it's like, or when a Pyronin first hatches, you're like, oh, new baby smell. Oh, and that's like probably.
And now we
lost time.
perfume them.
Yeah, now exactly.
Just like that one baptism video that went around online where the guy's just like
Yeah. Yep.
slamming the baby into the wall
Yes.
over and over again
So funny.
with a vat of Chanel.
Yeah.
Do we egg?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
We egg.
All right.
Yeah, you. Somebody mentioned that you're hatching. at
Yeah,
some
because
point. I
Rhodes
was
was
like, okay.
hatched far away from his mother.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. So all this olfactory knowledge in this episode, friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got the knowledge being dropped in addition to the role playing and story.
Yeah.
All right, so you make it back to the Amber Star.
Yeah.
Unless you're going somewhere else.
We get back to the shuttle, and the moment the
Yeah.
doors are closed, Rhodes looks over to Lawrence. Do you think we're isolated in here?
Doubt it. I mean, a laser microphone would easily be able to pick up
Let's return to the ship.
windows. Once the dock evacuates the air, that makes it much harder. But
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I get to I take the pilot seat and I lift off. Lift this off and we're on our way back to the Amber Star.
And I'm just assuming Lawrence is like also bugged this, so if like someone broke into your ship, you'd know.
Oh yeah.
That's my assumption. Anyway.
Well, I'm sure it has enough. It's a nice enough shuttle that I'm sure it's got a good security system.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's Pyronin tech. So this would be a place that might be able to get past that, but I'm just assuming that
I
you
don't know
also...
that the shuttle is Pyronin.
Oh, okay.
Because like, he got it not from a Pyronin settlement.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right.
He got it after
It's
leaving.
like the steampunky.
Yeah. And it's definitely a shuttle that he bought with the intention of like being a solo prospector. So like it's a shuttle that he could park somewhere and leave and not worry about it and
Okay.
come
Yeah.
back to it.
Okay, cool. So I mean, it was going to be secure anyway.
But I'm sure
that's
that
good to know.
Lawrence has also put bugs in it by now.
Sure. Yeah. We just automatically assume that about anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like as soon as we clear the dock and we are not directly in line of sight of, like Independence Day, where they're like there's a guy directing us out, looking at us.
Yeah.
I will probably like walk over and I'll be like, "Thank you. That was embarrassing."
I just hope you got to do what you set out to do.
Indeed, and I'll flick the camera feed up on the wall.
Oh, Lawrence, you will never cease to impress me.
You could make a mint doing this.
You see the 3 Pyronins that were in there, like doing the equivalent of like full on Pyronin laughing, like
Yeah.
laugh out loud,
Reenacting.
like cackling,
Yeah.
like they're just like obsessed with this human who got food all over the place.
Rode does not watch it actually. He catches a glimpse of it, and then Alistair, you see like a flip of annoyance before he kind of like makes it so that he can't see it.
Can I tell what you're annoyed at?
When one of them laughs for the first time that we can like hear or see, I'm assuming it's audio as well.
Yeah.
He like micro flinches.
Oh, the laughter of it
Yeah.
is bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a little sensitive.
Say, oh, that reminds me, I should really wash my hands. And I'll walk straighten myself out and clean myself up
Okay.
Good thinking though.
before,
Yeah. After a few minutes, like they are just like just laughing. They kind of finally are just like, okay, but seriously though, like they kind of have a little bit of conversation. Like we need to make sure that they stay in their ship while they're exploring the sector. We can't allow them to land anywhere. We need to monitor them and make sure that they don't. They don't say specifically why, but again, they kind of reiterate and they all agree, like emphatically, like feather language is like absolutely we have to make sure. So this is a thing that is important.
That they want our tech.
That they
No,
don't want you leaving their ship.
Yeah, they
Your
want us
ship.
to stay on the ship.
Oh, leave without. Sorry. Yes,
No, it's
I
okay.
thought you meant leave the system without giving them stuff. And yeah,
Mhm.
okay, I'm with it now.
Yeah. So they are very emphatic that the terms they gave you about sure you can explore as long as you stay aboard your ship and don't
Got
go
it.
anywhere.
Yeah.
And that seems to
I
be the
remember
most
that.
important thing.
So on our way back to the Amber Star, I want to sort of head over to the bar, the wet bar on the right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then subtly in that, like, I think so. I'm like, Rode, can you help me with something? And like, hopefully that is benign. Although Rode, you would definitely understand. Like, I don't actually need help with something at the bar, but I want to talk to you away from everyone.
Yeah. Rode just kind of like slides over and kind of gives you a little nudge in the hip.
Hey, it seemed like the video, something about their laughter was bothering you. Are you okay?
I'm fine. I just don't like being laughed at.
You're connecting.
Mm.
Spend a trust.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Do it. Let's go. Mechanics.
Okay, spend trust. Sorry, can you say what you said again?
Yeah. I just don't like being laughed at.
I think I understand. I guess I'm no stranger to it myself.
Well, why would anyone laugh at you? You're brilliant.
I'm not, and that's okay. I'm strong enough and fast enough to do my job, but I'm not.
Well, they shouldn't.
I appreciate that. But members of your households, my basic training experience, it took a lot to prove that I'm as good as I am at the things I'm good at. But I can understand how that would be hurtful to you, and I just want you to know I want you to remember that they're laughing at what you want them to believe, and they believed your show. We're the ones laughing. They're the ones who are just dumb enough to believe everything we fed them.
I did a very good job.
You did.
People don't laugh at me.
No. No, they don't. And they won't when they know what you're actually up to.
All right.
They're laughing at the pretend, at the show that you put on.
All right. And he kind of settles a little bit and kind of leans against Alistair.
And then I actually do mix you a drink.
Yeah.
Was that audible to everybody? Just out of curiosity.
It was sort of off to the side. It was not particularly private,
Yeah.
but I did sort of call him over to be like, hey, what's going on? You know, like that.
Road
Yeah.
projects.
Yeah.
He's not quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotcha. I'll say, as I'm coming back from cleaning my hands, I just like hear a little bit of that conversation. I'll say like, sometimes you gotta have a thick skin to have the upper hand. Let's let them believe what they want to believe about us.
Yes. If they believe we're incompetent, that is to our advantage.
But I don't want them to think I'm incompetent.
They don't think you're incompetent. They think the character you put on is. And we want them to think that, which means you're doubly successful at it.
All right. I did beat her, though.
Yes, you did.
And there's just like a scary, chilly, like, relaxation in his feathers when he says that.
If the offense was too great, I could return to the station.
I'll save that for later when we find out what they're hiding.
Let's not rule that out, though. Which, by the way, out of character, like, for Alistair to be like, yeah, maybe we should kill them.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah,
Hey,
because they laughed at my man. And I might do a murder about it.
He hurt his feelings. I'm gonna kill somebody.
Yeah. I just don't want you to get hurt or do the killing, so I have like, I'll make you feel better and then I'll go kill someone.
But yeah, Alistair, Ro didn't grow up around other kids.
Yeah.
He's not been laughed at in any meaningful way that he has seen, maybe in his entire life.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so he's a little bit like,
Yep. So what did we do? Was that a confront?
It was a connect.
Connect. Yeah.
Definitely, like, it was very well received by Road.
So grew closer.
Yeah.
Okay. I earn my trust back, and we both clear a condition. They feel you revealed a significant truth. Double that. I don't know that it.
wasn't significant.
Yeah.
He's sensitive.
Yeah. Okay.
And can easily be cut down, even though he did a great job, because he's sensitive.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. Such a sensitive, sad boy.
Lawrence, while you are kind of watching the feed, you notice there's just like a little blip at one point.
Scared.
So it doesn't seem like anyone in the room did anything. Like they're all still just kind of talking, and at this point they've left, and someone is in there cleaning up. Another Pyronin, and there's just a little bit like a bleep, bleep, where it like blips off for a second, and then like keeps going.
I'll shut down as soon as it happens, I would shut down the link.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the assumption that someone was at least aware of the signal.
Oh,
Oh,
could they have piggybacked it back to us?
No,
Okay.
it's too general a
Okay.
broadcast.
if I may, just because we were just talking about this earlier, what band are you monitoring that on?
Oh, I've changed from the standards,
All right.
but it is the same technology.
Wonderful.
Maybe it would be better if you shut down your monitoring devices on the Amber Star for the duration of our visit here. Because if they're broadcasting even short range and Phagenians are in the system, they might not only notice, but be able to monitor us.
I doubt that would be possible on this time frame. Each individual device is encrypted, but I will shut them.
Now,
At least so they're not noticed, right?
I agree.
if somebody noticed the signal, do you think they might be able to trace it? If not to us, then to that device you planted.
Now that I've shut it down, no.
Okay. Well, that's a relief. I hope it doesn't raise any suspicions, the signal.
That we were in the room.
Well, there's
Yeah,
other
precisely.
Phagenian. There's like an atmosphere of it here.
Yeah, I was wondering if y'all picked something up.
Well, we knew they have a presence here. We knew that coming in.
We knew that they didn't. The Phagenians.
Well,
No, but we detected they had at least something.
Yes.
yes. And the total lack of actual Pyronan warships, it tells me there is a presence. Sorry, out of character. Do Phagenians have cloaking technology?
No.
No, okay. I assume that would be end game.
We have the
Right.
weird ship that we have the carcass of sitting inside of our.
So they have the jump technology.
Yeah.
Right. but
Yes,
that's-
yeah, but they can't have like an invisible warship sitting across the star system.
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
Like, I would assume that if they had cracked that kind of technology, things would be much worse for everyone else.
Yeah, there would just be an unending wave of attack. But there are plenty of rocks big enough to hide gunships and things here, so.
Oh, I hate to suggest this at all, but we should likely go and poke the shadows.
I agree. I thought also, I didn't want to bring it up in the meeting because it would be not my station, but I wonder if there is room to offer them a licensing agreement for the technology.
This is part of the negotiation process because I want it to be very clear that they are not allowed to sell this to other people.
Right.
So we're going to go and I'm going to get Nolvath to write something very well worded for me about what to say about this and what we're going to tell them it does.
Excellent.
Whatever
Yeah.
we're giving them.
Ranger.
Yeah.
So, we have plenty of reason to believe that there are Phogenians in system. From what you read in the room, you have any idea how the Pyrone in here might be involved? Were they nervous because of the potential of infiltration, or were they nervous because there was something that they were trying to keep us from discovering?
I can't say from the ones we met. We met functionaries. They do low-level deals with intercorporate relationships, and if they were sent to meet with us, the higher-ups will probably learn what we have to trade and may be the ones to meet with us next time, but they can't have been well-placed. And so the ones we met, I doubt they even know there are Phagenians here.
The higher ups, though, aren't here. They're
Well-
going to get their orders via message.
True, but they have directors here, and they have.
I hate to break it to you. She is the boss.
The entire place?
of this facility.
She just didn't seem as cultured, collected, and natural as you.
Hmm. She's rusty and not highborn.
Mm.
Ouch. Wow. Accurate, but damn.
Cruel, but you know.
Yeah. Sharp edges on that one.
Alistair's real like, I guess, yeah, like I've been hanging out with like royalty.
Yeah.
I know royalty and military people.
Yep, and that's
And
it.
there's this whole weird middle ground that is like, I don't know, it didn't seem like royalty to me.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Now, those of us like if watching the show of this, when Alistair tried to read the room and was terrible at it, it turns out that
Excuse me, I did get a 4.
yeah,
Jesus.
that's so good.
There are
Well done.
several rolls worse than that.
Yes, there are some. And it does seem that someone in the room, like, you just kind of looked sort of familiar to one of the people in that room.
Okay.
Just gonna have that be.
Can't place it. but-
Yeah.
yeah.
They're just like, huh.
We could pull stills. So I assume you were recording when you turned your camera on.
No. Not you looked familiar. They noticed you
Oh.
because you failed your
Oh,
role.
I see. From
Yeah.
the audience point of view,
Yes.
we saw them recognize me. I
Just
did not
slightly.
pick up on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got
Like-
it. Thank you.
They're just kind of like, huh,
I've seen
love-
you somewhere.
I love
sort of-
knowing that.
familiar. But I don't
Horrible.
know where. Yeah, so we have no idea where they may have run into you or know you from, or maybe who knows. But anyway, we see that a little bit breaking
Okay.
that fourth row.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Okay.
So, if we're gonna be poking shadows, any recommendations?
They seem very cagey about most things in this system. And that's normal for corporations, but they're hiding something, and we know that this is a mining facility. So it isn't anything that they're giving us. It isn't the mining. It's probably nothing official. It's probably whatever's causing that blip. With their curiosity and technology, do you think that maybe they're trying to adapt some of your people's technology?
Possibly. I was operating under the assumption that there was probably at least a monitoring post here of Phagenians. They worked out some kind of a deal for a percentage of the resources from this world or the system. And they're just here as a supervisory capacity, sort of a thing. Because we don't have to invade it, we're just getting a passive income from it.
True. Well, then how would we go about finding it?
Do we want to find it exactly?
It's better to look at your enemy than let them surprise you.
No. They may notice us looking.
They would have noticed us already. We came in on a ship the size of a small planet.
Yes, but that doesn't mean we know they're here, and if we know that they know that we know, then
If we get evidence, proof of this collaboration, we then have a strong negotiation card to
Yes.
play with all of the rest of civilization.
I see. It just seems like they would blow us out of the sky.
Not if we play our cards right.
So they don't know the weapon installed on the front of the Amber Star.
No.
Nope.
I've never seen a weapon like it,
No.
and I know how it works now.
Somewhere Tabric's laser.
I know how it works also. Beep. Yay! Put him back down.
Yeah. Yep.
Move the crab. Move the crab away.
Deploy the crab child. Remove the crab child.
Um,
Done to the amazing like old school Robotech soundtrack. You know, like,
Yeah.
dun, dun, dun.
are we going back to the Amber Star to
Yes.
tour around, or are we touring around in the shuttle?
We could. They seem very concerned about us landing anywhere.
Hmm.
We could.
Just touring around it's like when you have your RV and your Jeep. Like,
right.
it's kind of nice to just, you don't want to tour around town in your RV.
What if we did some space combat training? You could bring your ship out.
Sure, I could bring training out.
We could use the shuttle,
I did
Fly
tell them we're
around.
doing a bit of training.
That would be a great cover for
fly around,
moving around.
see things. Oh, something went wrong during the training mission, and one of the shuttle's engines is out. Oh, we're forced to make a landing. Oh,
Mhm. Number of things we could work with that, although we probably should make sure we keep the cargo bay shut that has the crashed Phagenian fighter in it.
I'm not suggesting we give anything like that away.
Mm.
But Nolvath and I made sure that the system was shut down when
Great.
we weren't working on it.
Okay.
So.
Wonderful.
Um,
Let's do this, since I'm still pretending to be your freelance captain. You should take me back to the ship.
and I'd like to speak to Avodi about not broadcasting their mind all over the system.
Speaking of which, have you ever? I know you said that you've had some training
Yes?
to deal with things like that, but have you ever?
No.
I'm gonna say humans don't. Yeah, humans haven't like included that in their regimen yet.
Would you mind if I shared with you some of the things that we learned?
Sure.
Uh,
Does it hurt?
No. Well, don't try too hard at first, but give yourself a headache if you concentrate too hard.
I'm going to give myself a headache right now just thinking about this.
Well, I apologize. That wasn't my intention.
Yeah, I did not appreciate it when Evody contacted me
Oh.
the way that they did.
I thought they were quite polite about it.
I suppose I'm just not used to that method.
Yes, I mean, there are rude ways to contact somebody telepathically and polite, and I think they were as polite as one can be
Yeah, indeed.
without speaking to you ahead of time, and they were somewhat trapped away from us with no comms or ability to communicate, aside from screaming, which vibrated the deck plates, and I'm glad we didn't have to repeat that.
Well, I understand, but if they decide to not be so polite next time, I wouldn't mind a few pointers.
Yes, and it's useful to know. I appreciate it.
Me too, mainly because I want to compare notes, not because of any particular new reason.
Certainly. Our training focuses on a mental discipline of always remember that they're coming into your house. Don't. They can be very powerful. They can do all sorts of things. But it's always somewhere they're not familiar with. Because it's where you live.
Interesting.
I myself construct a labyrinth.
I can
For-
invite them to dinner.
Certainly.
We were trained to build, they called it a mind palace.
Oh,
It seems
it was
similar,
very
although
airy and
less-
insecure.
less confusing. Yeah, I think that's probably
proper-
accurate.
A proper Pyronin dinner is neither airy nor secure.
It's incredibly stressful, actually.
I think that's the perfect plan.
But my focus was always been, my teacher instructed us to attempt to ensnare and trap an invader.
Again, dinner.
If that's what is most familiar to you, use it.
Alistair shudders at the thought of being trapped at a formal royal dinner.
Yeah.
But you are still in charge. And use that to your advantage.
I'll remember that.
Guide them where you want them to go.
Hmm.
In my case, into the darkness.
Huh.
Yeah, well, I certainly appreciate that tip. And for like the remainder of the flight, you see me kind of like furrow my brow every once in a while. Start to
Yeah.
kind of exercise that.
I like this a great deal. We were trained at, I think the best metaphor would be we were trained in the use of a riot shield to protect ourselves. But this way is more like in close quarters combat, using your opponent's energy against them and turning it rather than trying to stop it. And allowing them to move in a direction and encouraging a change of direction rather than cold stop. That's fascinating. Thank you.
I think we go back to the Amber Star.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
All right.
I need to speak with Rode in our room.
Uh-oh.
If we're gonna take your ship out again and pretend that we're doing training exercises, I'll start getting Trini ready to, launch as well.
Okay. And there's still that marching song kind of in the back of your heads.
Well, yeah. I need to, like,
Is
I
that
know
what
you mean
everybody? That's what
talking
everybody's
or
No.
talking.
No. Like the moment that we get back on the ship, like I need to talk to Avodi, and then I need to meet you in private.
All right.
I'm gonna swing by Avodi's room. We're like, hey, just verbally, your mind is everywhere. Everyone can hear you.
It's not, though. There are many who have blocked me.
I know.
Did you see them?
Some, yes, but
There
where?
are many.
Who blocked you?
I don't know. I cannot reach them.
Where are they?
They seem to be everywhere.
Not in the space station.
No, in the surrounding system.
Okay. I need to ask you more about that later, but if you could stop broadcasting, that would be really helpful for now.
I was trying to keep everyone distracted.
I actually really appreciate that and want to talk to you more about it, but right now I think it's going to draw attention.
We already have a lot of attention on us.
Okay. So, can we talk about this later, though, and not keep broadcasting right now?
I'm not going anywhere, yes.
I know, but, like, can we stop broadcasting for now?
It's already. When you showed up, it stopped.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Thank you. I was afraid that this was the case. Thank you for confirming it, and I'll need to get the rest of the crew together to talk about what happens next.
I can give you more information on where.
We're definitely going to need that.
Yes.
Um,
I'm going to need a few things too.
Yep, I'm going to get the captain, and we'll be back. Okay.
But get the captain. Never mind. Sorry, that was me joking.
Yes,
That did
you're
not
right,
get
though.
that did not get actually set up.
Okay.
Okay.
So in our quarters,
Yeah. Rhoda is sitting there, glass of wine in hand, a little bit more relaxed, picturing a formal dinner.
I have bad news and bad news.
Well, I'll take the bad news first.
Okay. It turns out I am telepathically sensitive.
Just because Evodi can speak into your mind doesn't make you telepathic, Alistair.
No, but in this case I am, and I'm going to project that into your mind.
Oh, God.
It rolled.
Oh, you want me to roll?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Seven. Yes.
So what does it say for a 7? I texted it to you.
Yeah. Thank you. It's like feelings.
Yes, it is.
Nothing more than feelings. Send them big pictures or ideas, and they cannot reply. Work with your GM to make this happen. So yeah, I'm sending you pictures of my mind palace, which is actually like a cabin on a lake.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And you have this image of
Rhodes' formal dinner in the house that he grew up in is suddenly really incongruent looking in the middle of this log cabin in the middle of
it
nowhere.
takes up the whole
The
room.
table is in there, but then it's like the walls are wrong, and he's just like, what? You're telepathic. And he's fully like, full surprise.
Yeah, and I wanted to tell you first. I don't know if I should tell everyone else, but it seems like more of a liability than anything right now because I'm only trained in defense, and I don't really know what I'm doing.
Well, could you read my thoughts?
Not yet.
Oh.
I don't know if I can. Do you want me to try?
No, not right now. Wonderful. We can hold that as a tool for later and maybe not distract everyone from all the many other things. Was that you humming then?
No, that was Evodi, who I've spoken to. And they have identified a number of mines around the system that have blocked them out. And they're not in the space station. And we have their attention.
Those are automated facilities, aren't they? Oh, no. All right. Yes, we should. That's very important. The other thing is also important, but the many mines, that's, and you see him, like, opening his little, cloud to, like, start messaging everyone immediately.
Yeah, I told them I would bring you to them.
Meeting Evodi Cell now.
Yeah, and we hustle.
Yeah.
We're gonna stop there because
Yeah.
I really want
Yeah.
Nolvath to be here.
Yep.
pretty
Yeah,
soon.
you're right.
Yeah.
That contentious relationship is gonna be very
Yeah.
pivotal in this conversation.
Yeah.
It'll be great.
One last thing before we're all, since we're not all together
Yeah.
yet, like we're sort of getting, heading
Yeah.
out the door. Like, I was hoping to ask Evodi for help in training.
Let's see if Nolvath's going to throw them out of an airlock before you do that.
I think that would be a bad idea.
I do as well, but also I'm not going to be the one to stop Nolvath.
But can we try to convince them not to?
Of course.
I mean, you're better at convincing people than I am, and
Nolvath is very reasonable, but I've never seen them take to disliking someone this much.
yeah, you've known them longer than I have, but this is the most bristled I have seen them.
Given that they don't have any bristles. Yes.
I know, how do people manage my feathers? Or like,
Yeah.
ugh.
I don't know. Anyways, this is terrifying. We should go.
Agreed.
And just to let you know, as soon as I get that message, sticks out, and I'm like walking to Vodi's room, like
Terminator
okay,
stop.
What's going on here? What's happening? What's going on?
Okay.
And I'm running in the hallway with a giant duffel bag clanking full of little camera nodules
That you've been frantically
that I've been
removing.
pulling off of walls and
Oh my
shutting them down.
god.
Can you just turn them off remotely?
Well, I can turn off the feed remotely, but I can't turn them off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And you never know if he can turn them off remotely. Someone else
Yeah.
can turn them back
Oh,
on
that's
remotely.
true. Yeah.
That's why people
yeah.
put privacy screens over their cameras.
Yeah.
Because,
Who knows?
Yeah.
yeah, who knows?
Yep. All
I
right.
specifically don't. Because if the NSA is going to start watching, they're going to get the whole show.
Yeah. You peek on my camera, you get what you get.
All right. Let's do our personal directive.
Yeah.
All right. Did anyone meet theirs?
Yeah.
Yes.
Woo! Let's go first with Rose.
Work with Jonas to arrange system arrival.
Ah, nice. Very good. Very good. Jonas.
I wanted to talk to Lawrence about his recent creature problems.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
And I had teach a telepathy defense class,
Hey.
Oh, great. Great.
Nice.
which specifically written before I knew you were even looking at that as an option.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's
I
great.
love that. Awesome. All right.
And I have create an appropriate legal document, which does now exist.
It does.
I
Yes,
just
it
need
does.
somebody to vet it.
Yes. Very good.
So
All right.
I'm checking that off. That's
Well
just
done.
that's XP, right?
Or whichever one you think is appropriate. So there's a selection, and it's in your
Oh,
move sheet.
that's right. That's right. Thank you.
No worries. End of session moves.
I should get rid of a condition, but I'm not.
Yeah, I know,
Taking
yeah.
an advancement
I'm also taking an advancement.
Woohoo!
Doing
because
that.
it's my first in the new level of advancements.
Oh.
Yeah, I like the XP.
Oh yeah, I also
Clear condition and mark XP.
after 5 advancements.
Off air in between sessions, can we talk about the ship investments?
Yeah. I mean, we can talk about that now if you want.
I mean, yeah, I don't know.
We have earned a few ship investments. Basically, whenever you finish like a job, so there's been a couple kind of that I've kind of counted as jobs, like subplots that have kind of wrapped up. So when you fill up your investment bar, which you need 2 more, then you get to add different things. It's basically like the XP system for the ship. So some of the stuff you can get are you add a new area to the ship. So that's like the official areas that are listed on there. You can upgrade a defense system. You can upgrade your communications, things like that. Add weapons types, boost electronics. So you get to add like damage bubbles. So instead of only having 2, you can like have up to 4 if you keep adding and upgrading them. So you can take more damage, or you can do more damage, stuff like that.
Gotcha.
So you've got 3 ship investments, you said?
You have 3 so far. You need
Okay.
5. Yeah. 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 And like when we made our ship, you made decisions about like, okay, we have an armored hull and things like that. You can add another type of something if you want to. Which some of it's narrative, some of it is a little more mechanical, but some of it's also just like, hey, we've wanted to add a hangar bay. Now we can have a hangar bay. Things like that too. So it also can add more places where scenes can happen.
Yeah.
And I noticed our weapon systems are inoperative.
Oh, they've been repaired.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
have been, we have
Yeah,
repaired
we-
them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't remember if there was like a specific like mechanic for that we had to do.
Yeah.
Generally, it automatically kind of repairs at like one box per in game day.
Oh, okay.
Just like automatic systems or whatever, kind of repairing things.
So little robots run around.
Yeah, exactly. But
Yeah.
most of the time too, Nolvath has been actually doing
Oh, sure,
actual
sure.
repairs too. I think that's what they did after one of the last.
Yeah, and then I remember I helped because I have the weapons
That's
thing
what
now.
they
So
yeah.
Hmm.
All right.
weapons are my love language.
Yeah,
I think-
it's a tough call.
Yeah.
Do I want to upgrade the ship or do I want to take another move?
That's
The
hard.
moves are so good. I can never pick enough of
I
them.
have so many moves.
All right. Well, we can think about that later.
Yeah, I'll ponder.
Thank you for joining us for session 15 of Outrunners, a Starscape actual play on the Happy Jacks RPG Network. I'd like to thank our chat mod, James V, for super hard work. Thank you so much. Thank you to our amazing patrons who keep us ad-free and independent. It's because of you we get to play wild, weird games like this instead of just the super popular things that can pay for sponsorships and ads and stuff. We just get to do what we like, and we like that. Thank you. All right, let's go ahead and start over here.
Hi.
I
Cracks
made
himself
eye
up.
contact, and I
I know. I
gestured.
saw it coming, and
I
I
was
still
like-
was just like, my brain was like, ah.
Telegraphing.
I've never done this before. What is an outro?
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm Dave. You can find me on Twitch tomorrow night at twitch.whatever, CA Sith Lord. And I'll be streaming some Star Trekker again tomorrow night. I am looking to spin up a celebratory power wash simulator
That's
Oh,
awesome.
because they just released an Oxford study that playing Power Wash Simulator resulted in an average 3% mood increase.
all right. I've
Okay, yeah.
I've been meaning to try it.
Yeah.
Among people that play it because it's just eminently satisfying.
It's deeply satisfying. I like
Yeah.
watching people play it.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm thinking I'm just gonna start a whole new save and play through like that.
Nice.
Not that I haven't put like 300 hours into that stupid game
I love it.
because it's my go-to. Like I can just do this and watch a show or
Mm.
Yeah.
rewatch an episode in between weeks so I remember what the hell's going on, that kind of thing. That's my jam. So that'll be coming up not on Tuesday. Tuesday is Star Trekker night, so doing that. But Yeah, that's it.
Awesome.
Howdy, folks. I'm Jay, and I have been Jonas. You can find me online at Transplant Asian on Instagram and pretty much at JAfrica anywhere else. And also, this Sunday, you can catch me at Alamo Draft House, where I will be DMing for their Dungeons and Draft House event. Let's see. There are still tickets available, so that's October 6th. Doors at 1:30. Dice start rolling at 2. It is a spooky adventure that we're running this time around because, October is spooky season, so I'm looking very much forward to that. Hope to catch you there.
Awesome.
Nice. I'm actually going to be dark for like almost the next week, which is very strange for me. Doing a lot of offline things, but a week from today, you can find me first at 4 p.m. over on Queen's Court Games with Stealing the Show, a Curseborn short series with Queen's Court, where I'm playing you think Road's terrible. I'm playing an emotional vampire. He's a nightmare person. And then I will be in Sun and Chains, not this Thursday, but the following Thursday, over on Bad House RPG, which is a Tales of the Valiant series. It is an all AAPI table telling a post-colonial Asian fantasy story where I'm playing a warlock who is very normal. He's
What?
super normal.
Normally, you don't have to say that.
No, and he's just not at all radiating death energy everywhere he goes. It's great. And then I'll be back on the Doomsayers as well over on Taino Tales, not this weekend, but the following weekend, where I play Merrick. We're playing City of Mist. It's a great time, but you can also find me and all my information over at my card, which is in chat. And I'm doing lots of things all of the time, it seems like. So see you all on the internet. You can find me everywhere as Stellan Ladders.
My name's Jason. You can follow me on Twitch and Twitter at It's Probably Okay. Mainly Twitch. I guess I do go on Twitter sometimes, but whatever. The normal schedule for me, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm streaming video games and whatnot. Tomorrow, however, Tuesday, very good chance I will have a guest on to talk about the development of Jedi Gods. So time to BD. But I
Who do you have for doing that?
Well,
Jason?
I didn't want to. You
can say
didn't
it.
mention
No,
it, so
it's fine. No, we could. Yeah.
okay. We haven't settled on time yet, but Kai is going to come on and help me work through Jedi Gods, which is a hack of demigods into playing high-powered Jedi-type characters, Force users. We're going to try to make some room for the like Mandalorian type stuff.
Force
but
users and people who can fight at that level.
yes. This is not the Han Solo RPG.
No.
This is different focus. So really excited to be getting some advancement on that. And Friday is the normal game with Sam DeLev, but I think Noir is coming back again, and I can't remember why. That might be a lie. So you have to follow It's Probably Okay on Twitch to find out. We'll see you there.
All right. I'm Kimi. You know where to find me, probably. It's fine. And we're probably going to be off next week with this game. We're coming up to our conclusion, so we probably only have a few sessions left. We want to make sure everyone's able to be here for those. So next week we have 2 people with prior commitments. So we'll be back after next week. So in 2 weeks, we'll be back live with this game. And always, you can catch it on the podcast feed or on the YouTubes. So very exciting. And yeah, you can find me at goldenlassogames.com, which is where this game lives. And Decima is back in stock. And it's pretty, and it says it's an Gold Any winner now on the box.
Is it on the box now?
It's on the box.
Oh,
It's very pretty.
I put my sticker on mine.
Yeah. I don't. It's actually printed on the box
That's
now.
fun.
But I have a bunch of the stickers now left over. I don't know what to do with them. So, all right. Thank you all so much, and we will see you not next week, but the week after that. Check you later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, folks.